Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? You have a good day. You got some stomach bug? Oh, sweetie, I feel bad. Still, eh? Still, it's going around. Hello, Miss Kim. Hello, Miss Kim. Hello, YouTuber. Welcome in. Let me go back to the top so I can say hi to everybody that's here. Miss Kitty, welcome in. Welcome, beautiful mods, Miss Kitty. Thank you for doing the YouTube things, Miss Kitty. Miss Donna, Whispering Winds. YouTuber, welcome in. And Krista, another mod, welcome in, honey. Thank you. Cindy C, welcome in, sweetie. And Kim, hey, were you able to get Daniel's birth date? Did you get a chance to ask It's Crime Shame? Let me know if you could. So just me today. And I just did 2 readings. I can't. Oh, you're the best. You're amazing. Let me screenshot that for Miss Jen. Miss Jen, who hopefully will be back tomorrow. You're amazing. Thank you. So that's Daniel's birth date. I'm sending it to her now. So I did whoops. Yeah, everybody hit the thumbs up, please. Thank you, Miss Donna. I did 2 readings today. Did the other one even go? I've had a busy day. Yes, thank you, Kim. Very much, thank you. Oh, I forgot to release it. Okay, so one's going off at 7 after the live. I think I'll just release the other one for 8. Whoops. For 8. What do you think? We all get a chance to watch it. We all get a chance to watch it. So yeah, so just want to apologize for yesterday. I actually had food poisoning. I was going to show up because I really want to start showing up for the lives every day consistently, like I've been saying. And I was, even despite the fact that I wasn't feeling well. And I ended up with this. Yeah, it's okay, YouTuber. So Kitty was like, you haven't invited your neighbor over. It's like, well, my fridge kind of went on the kaput. I think I told y'all. And I was able to live for a while with a cooler inside the fridge. And it's just like money being tight. I didn't want to bug my kids. So anyway, I lost power a couple nights ago in the middle of the night. And because the fridge was literally almost at room temperature, I think what I ate the next day had gone bad and I had food poisoning and I was drinking curdled milk. Well, I drank almond milk, so I assume almond milk's not going to make me sick. But anyways, I told my daughter that I had a bit of food that was gone bad. Hey, Beverly, another mod. Welcome in, sweetie. And she's at her dad's. His birthday was yesterday. I shouldn't laugh, but my ex-husband, sorry if my kids are watching, birthday is August 6th, 1966. So like 666. Anyway, so she was on her way out of town to visit with him. My younger daughter is going because Rory had the rash. She's finally better today for the first day. She's leaving tomorrow for his birthday and heading up for the weekend. So my son-in-law ordered me a fridge. I didn't have to do anything, had it delivered and everything. So I have a working fridge again. So yeah, I told my daughter and she was like not impressed that I ate food that wasn't yeah, Krista, I know. She wasn't impressed that I ate food that was not edible. So anyway, I got a bit of a I got a bit of poop from my daughter. So anyway, I went for hiking today. I came back and I did two videos. I just released the one when we were chatting here. A second reading on is Sebastian in Alaska, because Jen was working behind the scenes yesterday and she's focusing in on that now too. Uh, and I walked to the end of a path. I'm just trying to explore the paths here and just ended upon a cemetery today. And I thought, for Jack and Lily, we were looking at a cemetery nearby in as a possible location. So I just did the reading as to whether or not they might be in a cemetery. That one is a little inconclusive, but they're both a little inconclusive. But I don't know. Alaska is becoming a little bit more interesting for Sebastian for me right now. I have two locations that I have in mind for Sebastian. I think you guys know the first one. Because we've talked about it here recently. And Jack and Lily, I really think are within a fairly close proximity to their home. So anyway, I was working on the charts and just trying to tap into the energy this morning and trying to refine um, some locations just energetically and just rolling some out. Jen and I were kind of working off camera a little bit, texting last night, and so just following up with some of that this morning. And yeah, I think I'm going to call my girlfriend. She was waiting to hear back on when hello Corinne Danielle, welcome in, sweetie. She was waiting to hear back if she was going to have company in July, and she texted me back yesterday or the day before. Let me just check. I think it's her she's not going to have any company until the end of, I think, September. So I might head up and I'm going to email the RCMP first and make sure that it's safe to head on some of the areas that I want to go searching in. But anyway, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So I'm thinking seriously about going to look for Jack and Lily. And y'all, I think that's it. Oh, the other thing I wanted to announce um, is I'm going to be increasing my tarot readings soon because there's a girl that I follow that I've followed for quite a while. I like her. Um, I wouldn't follow her, but she announced on one of her videos recently. I don't think she's any better than me, and I've had nothing but positive feedback for all my readings. And I used to work for, oh my God, what's the UK company? Purple Meadow or something, whatever it is. Anyway, something purple something, I can't remember. Anyways, I've never had any negative feedback, anything other than positive. I might even just do a little video testimonial for some of the feedback from the readings, but she has a bigger audience. Her subscriber count's bigger than my channel, but for sure. But she announced that her fee is US $88.88 for 8 minutes. Let me repeat, $88.88 for 8 minutes. And here I've been charging $25 for 25 minutes, or one question for 15, or three questions for 25. So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So, and she's full. And so I kind of realized maybe I'm undervaluing my readings, my fees. So if you want a reading, I suggest you do it soon. I'm not going to go as high as that because I do think that's too high. Yeah, it is too much. But I do also think I do also think that I'm a little undervalued. So it's generally in the tarot world. Like if you were to call the online thing, like which is the company I worked with in the UK, I just you had to be online and on your phone, like it was connected through your phone. It was this phone tree system. And it became too expensive for the long distance for me to make it make sense. But it was $1 a minute. really. It's $1 a minute, which is why I came up with $25 for 25 minutes in those cases with those. But those are, the cream of the crop places you call. So anyway, I am going to raise the fee. So if anybody wants a reading, thank you, sweetie. I love that that saying. You can email me. I'll just put my email up. Sooner than later, because I am going to raise the fees. And we're on our way to 5,000. So we are 250 short for 5,000. Number 27. Welcome in, Lori. Welcome in, Lori. Let me just see our numbers. 4760. Thank you for doing the YouTubies. There's 44 in you in here. 4760. So let's get it to 5,000. So if you're here, we need to get that hat up. that up. Yes, we do need to get this up. So if you're in here and you enjoy this content, then do your YouTubey things. Please show a girl a little love. I could use it. And yeah, share. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm not doing a reading today. We've talked about that. But what I think I might do, I haven't talked to Jen yet. So without Jen, because I don't know if Jen will want to do this, or she might, I don't know. But I think I'll do a live Q&A again, tarot reading. I haven't done that in a long time, but I'm not going to answer every question. I might come in with a reading, come in reading something, want to be really in a meditative state. And then I might, do you mods have the ability to, because you all have full powers, by the way, you guys have said you didn't. Hey, Chris, you're all here. Welcome in. You have the power, all of you, as many as as high as I can give you. So do you have the power to put a question up so I don't have to look in the chat? Do you know? Because if you ladies can do that, then I don't have to focus on the chat, which is really distracting when I'm doing a reading. Then it might be an easier way to manage the lives. So let me know if you can do that. I don't know how it all works. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, let's see if you can post someone's like Corinne Danielle's hello or whatever up there, but you should be able to. Okay, let's get into it today. No, it doesn't let you. Damn, it must be I don't have the highest level of StreamYard because it's expensive. I think I'm going to try Streamlabs too because it's way cheaper. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation we don't need to get into right now. But let me see. Let's pull up tonight's. I want to just show you Austin Drummond appeared in court. I got too many windows open. My meditation on. I got so many things open. Getting ready. First, I wanted to show you this. So let me pull this up first. Just for a little humor, okay? Just to some levity. We can't just try and repost. We can try and repost. Okay. Yeah, I just was hoping for a new way of doing lives, but that's fine. Okay, I just want to show you this for a little fun. Make sure it's up on the screen. It's not going up on the screen. One is going down. Okay, because I didn't have the right setting, Leanne. Because I didn't have the right setting. Let's just watch this for a sec because I just felt I needed a little levity. And this is just really super cute and fun to think of. So watch this. This happened in BC, Canada, and this was on the news, I think, last night.
Island is spreading magic by pushing the boundaries of the mundane. It all started when his security camera recorded something that made him look twice. Adam Sawatsky reports.
Before he ever imagined seeing something magical, Steve Macbeth installed security cameras to be purely practical.
Able to see who's been wandering around your place.
This cat visits
pretty much every night.
Whenever the camera's triggered, Steve immediately gets a notification on his phone saying if it's a human or an animal.
All sorts of critters are constantly moving past it.
But there have been a couple times when the camera captured people.
The person that walked through the front yard had actually done some break-ins that same evening.
So when he got a similar notification the other night, Steve feared the worst.
And it said that it saw a person.
And what was the person doing?
Well, it wasn't a person.
And it wasn't one of the usual animals either.
It was unlike anything I've ever seen before.
It appeared in the left corner of the screen, a bright white dot that suddenly turned and flew straight at the camera.
It looked kind of humanoid.
It looked, Steve thought, supernatural.
Like it was a shimmering silver
looks like
color.
a fairy.
A fairy.
Yes, exactly.
Look at it.
Yeah.
While that magical moment was quickly replaced by a mundane explanation, it was still wonderful.
I just thought that other people would have a kick out of it as well.
So Steve took the time to post the fairy video
I
on his
know,
local
it's so
community
cute.
page.
The very first
Look
one
at
was a guy that said a rolled up newspaper would take care of that.
But after that, more than a
Rolled up
couple people
newspaper.
mentioned Tinkerbell. Hundreds expressed their gratitude, and tens of thousands watched the magic unfold.
Just stunned with the response to this.
But even better is seeing this video of one of his granddaughters, Isabel, watching the fairy footage for the first time in awe.
Always remember the time their goofy old granddad got himself on TV because of the fly that flew by his security camera.
Or they will never forget that time their couldn't be more wonderful granddad made the effort to make his world, if just for a moment, feel like magic.
Oh, just look.
All started when his security camera
Hang on, I want to get that moment again. I tried to pause it. Look at this. It truly looks like a fairy, doesn't it? It's Tink. I love it. I know. I'm going to choose to believe it's a fairy. And look at that. I mean, it's probably a dragonfly, but one and the same. So I thought we could use a little bit of relax, like something a little bit more low key. So that's why I wanted to show that. So let's back out. I got too many friggin' screens open. I'm telling you. Too many screens open. I believe they're real too, sweetie pie. I do. Whoops, I don't want to show that. I believe they're real too. Oh, man. I got too many windows up. Okay, here's the one. Let's watch. I don't know if y'all have seen this. This is a very interesting video on Austin Drummond.
Live to
In
the
court
first
today.
appearance of the man who is on Tennessee's most wanted list, 28-year-old Austin Drummond, accused of killing 4 people
I know.
and kidnapping a baby.
And
in
all the
Northwest
kids, too, in the
Tennessee.
world, you know? That
We
saw it.
are just waiting on Drummond's arrival there in court, but we have a crew on the scene right now in a courtroom. There's also 4 other people that
Very
have
interesting.
been
Listen.
arrested in this case and have been charged with
Interesting
helping,
videos.
aiding, and abetting Drummond there. And you can see him there now. We're going to take you live to the scene.
He looks like a doofus, doesn't he?
This morning that you have before the court is one count of first-degree murder. It's alleged that on 29th of July, Mr. Braden Williams was located deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on Carrington Road in Tiptonville in Lake County, Tennessee. During the course of the investigation, it was determined that Mr. Drummond did with premeditation, knowingly and intentionally kill Mr. Braden Keith Williams with the use of a firearm. It's alleged he did commit this offense also while being in possession of a firearm after being convicted of a felony, being aggravated robbery in Madison County, Tennessee. He has one count, therefore, of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Second charge you have, sir, is first-degree murder and one other count of unlawful possession of a firearm. It's alleged during the course of the investigation that
No way.
James Wilson was located deceased from apparent gunshot
Yeah,
wounds
no
in
remorse.
Lake County, Tennessee on Carrington Road. It was determined that you with premeditation knowingly and intentionally killed Mr. Wilson with the use of a firearm. It's also alleged, based on the same facts or circumstances, that you are a convicted felon out of Madison County. In addition to that, sir, you also have one count of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a weapon.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
It's alleged that during the course of investigation, officers determined that Mr. Drummond, with premeditation, knowingly and intentionally killed Miss Adriana Williams in Lake County, Tennessee, on Carrington Road. She was discovered.
I just want to add, I am going to start, now that I finally have a fridge working, and hopefully I'm going to finish unpacking this weekend. My kids are going to be out of town, so no family stuff. I'll get a lot done because it's also cooler in these days. Well, hot today, but a little cooler, more bearable. So hoping I'm going to get my Facebook up and running so I can start to do deep dives and do more research, like the things you're talking about that you saw on Clutch Them Pearls, so that kind of stuff. So thank you for that. But,
From an apparent gunshot wound, deceased. In addition to that, he also is a convicted felon out of Madison County, Tennessee. You also, sir, have one count of first-degree murder and additional unlawful possession of a weapon. It's alleged during the course of the investigation, officers determined that you did with premeditation knowingly, intentionally kill Miss Courtney Rose with the use of a firearm. She was discovered deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on Carrington Road in Lake County, Tennessee. It's alleged, in addition to that, sir, as previously stated, you are a convicted felon allegedly from the county of Madison in Tennessee. It's just that we have the other charge. I don't have anything that did that.
and they're going to go ahead and charge him with kidnapping for the baby. Good on them. I also just want to say for a second, while the judge is looking for the paperwork on the kidnapping charge, no, I saw Nancy Grace pointing out that he might. No, what an effer. No. Oh, that makes me mad. If that's true, Donna, where did you see that? No. Can you post I don't have Venmo or Cash App. I only have PayPal. Hang on, let me get my PayPal. I don't have Venmo or Cash App, honey. I can't do it right now because I don't have a video up. Hang on. If he appeals, I'm going to be outraged. What kind of a joke is that? You can't be serious. I mean, I believe you, but that is unbelievable. Okay, here, let me pull up my my PayPal. Oh, do I even have it on here? There I do. Yeah, I do. Sorry, Donna. I should be more organized, eh? I really should be. You have it? Oh, for the love of God. I don't know, honey. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that is wild. I can't do a lot of things in Canada from the US, so PayPal's kind of my limitation right now. Otherwise, because I'm not a fan of PayPal after I got screwed out of money. But, okay, let's keep listening because it gets even scarier. Because, well,
sorry about that, Mr. Drummond.
It's very
In
telling.
addition to that, finally, he has one count of aggravated kidnapping and a possession of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. It's alleged that all of the victims in the case that previously were mentioned were located. Yeah, because the judge said that there's certain things that he can appeal. I don't know what kind of things he can appeal. We can look into that at another time. But yeah, there's certain things he can appeal. They say it's his right why the deal should not have been given. Oh my God, no. Where did you see that, Donna? I'm going to keep playing this because I want to stay on focus here. Deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on the same date. A minor child with the date
Wild.
of 12/12/2024 with the initials WW was discovered left in the front of a residence in Dyer County, Tennessee. States that Mr. Drummond committed the offense of aggravated kidnapping by false imprisonment, which was committed to facilitate the commission of a felony or flight. It's alleged he committed this offense also possessing a firearm during the commission of said dangerous felony. When he possessed a firearm, he therefore has those counts. General Goodman, is the state moving forward with felony charges in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Drummond, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you at this time on your behalf, being that you do not have counsel appointed or retained to represent you. Are you going to be able to hire an attorney, sir, to represent you, or will you need me to ask you questions about your finances to appoint you an attorney?
I'm not going to be able to hire an attorney.
Okay. Sir, if you could, to the best of your ability, please raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give is true, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down, sir. Mr. Drummond, prior to being taken in on these charges, sir, were you working anywhere?
I have a business, incredible run business, kids parties.
As a business. What kind of business does a felon have?
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to ask you, sir. Obviously, that may vary depending on how much business you generate monthly. If you could estimate for me what your monthly income would be from that business.
It was in there, but it was around $4,000 to $6,000.
Okay.
It varied, but it was more or less, I don't know if they said 6 or 60K, because the screenshot said 60K.
I was just starting up a lot of money to run right back in to invest in it.
When did you start the business, sir?
I started LLC in February. I believe I started operations just a month or two ago.
Just a month or two ago? Okay. Sir, let me ask you, do you own a home? Do you own a vehicle? I'm sorry?
I do, it's seized right now.
Okay.
It's
Can you
seized,
tell me the
the
make and
Audi.
model of the vehicle, sir?
And county laid through
Okay. You recall how much you paid for that vehicle?
$12,000.
Okay. Are you still,
I can't hear what he's saying.
are you making payments on the vehicle?
No, sir.
Do you have a
I'm
checking or savings account, sir?
Yes.
Do you know roughly at this moment how much is in that checking or savings account?
$1,200.
$500. They don't ask him how much cash is in his possession. Don't you find that interesting? I mean, the guy's on the run.
The uncertainty of
What's
his business,
12?
I think that based on that.
Can you guys be specific in the chat? Because I don't know what that means. Oh, 120 for the car? Is that what you said? Is that what you meant? 120,000 for the car? So where does somebody 2 months out of jail, and why is the judge, like, the guy was on the run. Do you think he has a bunch of stashed cash? Oh, 12,000 for the car. Okay, thank you. So where do you think he stashed? Does he have cash on him? I mean, I'm sure he does. I mean, I just find it interesting. What they're trying to do here is not to determine if the stashed cash is, the crime. The judge is trying to determine if he has the right to counsel. I'm sure all that cash was seized. True. I'm assuming, but it's just interesting that it's not one of the questions if there was more cash seized, like he probably had some hidden. But anyways, we'll keep listening. This is mainly for the purpose of identifying if he qualifies for a free defense attorney, and the judge rules in a second.
Personal property, I think he does qualify as indigent for appointment of counsel. I have reached out previously.
So he qualifies.
Out of Covington, and
he qualifies for free legal counsel, and the judge has arranged for his counsel here.
He is willing to take the appointment in this case. So what I'm going to do is appoint Mr. Brian Huffman to represent Mr. Drummond in this case. Mr. Drummond, Mr. Brian Huffman is an attorney in Covington, Tennessee. He is going to be appointed in this case to represent you, sir. We're going to get his contact information to you, and also we're going to get his information for where to contact him and locate him and be able to discuss your case with him. We'll be happy to get that to you, and we're going to send you send your files to his office for him to review that. Okay. General,
these guys, they're used to it, right? They're used to it.
Your Honor, at this time, the state intends to seek the death penalty.
They're going to seek a death penalty. They're going to seek the death
In addition to
penalty.
that, he has a bond out of circuit court. We have filed motions to revoke those bonds.
So y'all, I don't want to show Brian Enton's video because there's other things we're going to go through tonight, but Brian Enton does a little, well, I mean, I could have shown it, but anyway. Brian Enton does a video of what his life was like before this in jail, and it's wild. Like how much commissary he had, 2 phones, headsets. Brian says it's vodka, but I don't know if Brian Enton doesn't drink, but it looks like whiskey or something to me because it's brown liquor. But they're like, he's dressed in full out like jeans and like a baseball cap and like not wearing like jailhouse clothes in some of the pictures. It's wild. So Brian also at the end of that video interviews this guy here, this prosecuting attorney, and the Circus for sure. The prosecuting attorney, we can watch it if you want. The prosecuting attorney here does an interview with Brian Enton, and he says, oh my God, that the only reason in the state of Tennessee, y'all, this is so scary. Tennessee needs to really do something with their laws. Everybody in the state of Tennessee is entitled to bond, a mandatory bond. The amount of bond is up for dispute, but he was given a $130,000 bond. He gets out of jail, and then he does his sentencing of 13 years for his robbery and whatever else it was attached to that. And then he gets in jail, he gets charges for drug possession in jail, and attempted murder in jail. But after he does his sentence, they release him from that jail and they send him to, or prison rather, and send him to the county jail for a hearing for the things. No, it's 130. So we can listen to the interview. And he posted the 130,000, which is why he got out, because in Tennessee, the law requires, and you're going to hear the judge reference it here, only in capital murder with death penalty on the table is there no bond. Other than that, they have the rights, no matter what, to bond. So he says they're trying to change the laws now in Tennessee. No shit. That's horrible. Anyways, let's keep listening, because they're going for the death penalty, but there's something else that comes in this video that is very interesting about the girlfriend.
Will be heard later in the month of August, sir. Mr. Drummond, what I'm going to do before I make a position on bond, I'm going to ask you some questions, sir.
It reveals something about the
If this information is not
girlfriend.
correct, sir, please just tell me if it is not, okay? Can you still hear me okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 16 O'Neill Oakway, Apartment E in Jackson. Is that a good address for you, sir?
54 Already Lane, Jackson, Tennessee, 3801.
Okay. How long have you lived at that address, sir?
54 Already Lane, 16 O'Neill.
I'll make it easier. How long have you lived in the city of Jackson?
Since I was released in September.
Okay. Before you were incarcerated on your previous charge, where were you living at?
630 Road, Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay, so for the majority of your life, have you lived in Jackson, Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have any family in Lake County, Tennessee? I'm not going to ask any questions about whether he's a prior convicted felon. I obviously don't want him to incriminate himself for that purpose. Folks, in the state of Tennessee, bond is a guaranteed right, with the exception of one incident when it is a capital offense and when the proof is evident or it's great. Based on the affidavits I've read here today, it does appear that for purposes of bond, in addition to not only what the statute says, but first and foremost, that it's the court's responsibility to take into consideration the safety posed to the community. The court finds that the defendant will be held without bond, and he'll be remanded into the custody of the Lake County Sheriff's Department, pending all appearances and hearings in this matter.
Let me address one other issue.
Yes, sir.
The state is also requesting a restraining order, not just as a condition of bond, but as a restraining order besides that. And that would be for the family of victims Courtney Rose, Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, and Jalen Williams.
Mr. Drummond, let me go over with you, sir, what the general has said.
I'm sorry, and also the minor child, WW, who was.
Okay. So the prosecuting attorney has just requested a restraining order for the family members of the victims and the baby, not the girlfriend. So you all asked the other day, or somebody asked, do I think the girlfriend was helping him? Because he was also not far from the girlfriend's house when he was caught. At least that's what you guys told me. Was the girlfriend helping him, or was he going to try to hurt her? So I don't believe the police think he was going to try to hurt her if he was making his way there to her house where he was caught, which you guys have said. Again, I don't know, because again, we're just getting into this other side of the true crime outside of just tarot for me. Normally, before all this, recently I would do mainly tarot readings, as you know. So I got to learn to sleuth. But so you guys at this point informed me that he was close to the girlfriend that's pregnant with his child's house. So if he was on his way to harm her, or if they believed he was, they might have imposed a restraining order against her as well at the same time. And I just think it's noteworthy that they didn't. So I'm wondering if she will become part of the investigation. Hey, Hope, how are you? Nice to see you too, honey. She may very well become part of the investigation. Just a couple more minutes here.
Yes, sir. I was going to close that, Drummond, but I appreciate you mentioning that. Mr. Drummond, what I'm going to do is, this is something that obviously you do not have this in front of you at the moment. I'm going to be sending to you in a moment through one of our deputies to the jail. We're going to be sending you a form called Notice of Bond Conditions. What that's going to tell you is that you have bond conditions that you must follow. Obviously, if you are incarcerated, you will not be out on bond. But if you were to be granted bond at a later date, then these bond conditions would apply. But your bond conditions are you have no contact with any of the family members of the victims in this matter, the alleged victims in this matter, Ms. Courtney Rose, Ms. Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, and Matthew Wilson. In addition to that, sir, you cannot possess a firearm under any circumstances, and you cannot have any contact as well with a minor child that's alleged to be involved in this incident. The court is also going to put a condition down that you must keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Brian Huffman. In addition to that, sir, the court is going to issue restraining orders separate from your bond conditions that state you must not have any contact with these victims at all throughout the entire cause of action. The court is going to send those over to you.
Well, how can he have contact with the victims, sir? They're deceased. I think he meant the family of the victims, but
I have not. I told Mr. Huffman I did not discuss the possibility. I wanted to wait until he's officially appointed. If your office would like for me to go ahead and set another appearance date before the preliminary hearing, I'm fine to do that, General. What's the state?
Yeah, we set the others for August 14th, but like I said, keep all these together.
August 14th is his next court
Mr. Drummond, I'm going to
appearance.
continue your case to August the 14th, sir, at 9 a.m. Mr.
9 a.m.
Huffman will be in contact with you prior to that to go over your case, and he will be able to hopefully answer any questions that he has for you, sir, okay? Or that you have for him. I apologize. We will see you back here then, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. As long as it's not related to the facts of your case or anything that could infringe on your Fifth Amendment rights, I'm fine with that, sir.
I'm just wondering, is now the time I need to ask her to see trial, or how's that?
Well, now that I've appointed you counsel, any motions that will be filed will go through your attorney, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. All right, folks. Case is continued to August 14th at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Let's pull up his accomplice also was in court. Let's pull that one up. You think so what, honey? Oh, man, it's just, I hope they change the laws in Tennessee, boy, oh boy. Okay, let's pull this one up. This is his accomplice, one of them. One of them also showed up in
that courthouse
jail, or
where we have
court,
another one of
rather.
the suspects who's accused of helping 28-year-old Austin Drummond avoid capture following the accused quadruple murderers. Let's listen in.
The extensive investigation has revealed that Mr. Powell conspired with Mr. Drummond and 3 other individuals to deliver contraband in the FEMA facility in Lake County, Tennessee. Law enforcement surveillance observed the entire process of the events above. This is a Class E felony, sir. In addition to that, sir, you have 1 count of criminal conspiracy. It's alleged that on the same date and time, based on the same facts or circumstances, it's the same facts of the previous warrant. It's alleged that you've inspired Mr. Drummond to deliver these amounts to the Lake County, to the Northwest Correctional Facility in Lake County, Tennessee. General, are these the only charges against Mr. Powell at this time? I believe they are. Okay, is the state intending to move forward with felony charges?
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay. Mr. Powell, let me ask you a question, sir. Are you going to be able to hire an attorney to represent you at this time, or would you like the court?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are going to be able to hire an attorney, sir.
Well,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Reason I ask you is that if you were not able to, I want to know, so I don't want to keep you in longer than you need to before we need to bring you back for a hearing. Is the reason I'm asking you. Okay. Has your family, to your knowledge, has your family spoken to anybody about this, about hiring you an attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you happen to know who they are? Well, let me ask you this. I'll just cut to the chase. Have they hired an attorney?
I think today, after this, court hearing, I have a discussion with them, and a couple of lawyers were supposed to call my people back today. So today, I probably have some time this afternoon.
Sir, this is what I ask of you. If you are able to hire an attorney, if you do that, sir, what we'll need to do is have that attorney contact the clerk's office here to let them know they've been retained to represent you so that we can be sure to send them all of your paperwork and your files, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I am going to address bond at this time. If you would, please raise your right hand for me, sir. To the best of your ability. Yes, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is true, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, sir. Mr. Powell, let me ask you this, or let me tell you this, sir. Before we do anything, I want to advise you, if you've come back to court and you have not been able to do that, if you've not been able to hire an attorney, just let me know, and I'll be happy to still ask you questions about appointing you one, okay?
I can hear you 1 second.
I apologize, sir. If we come back to court and you have not been able to hire an attorney, just let me know, and I'll be happy to ask you questions about appointing you an attorney if you think you're not going to be able to hire one, okay?
No, sir, I have.
Okay, that's good. Just want to make sure. Mr. Powell, let me ask you, sir, this is the address that's listed on the warrant. I want to make sure that I have this address right, and if it's not right, please tell me, okay? I have an address of 1115 Willow Oak Lane in Jackson, Tennessee. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how long have you lived at that address, sir?
About 2.5 years.
Okay. Who do you live at that address with, sir?
Myself.
Yourself? Okay. Sir, let me just ask you this. How long have you lived in Jackson, Tennessee? All of your life? Okay. Have you lived anywhere besides Jackson, Tennessee?
No, sir.
Okay. Sir, let me ask you this. In the last 10 years, have you been convicted or charged with a felony offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you still on parole or probation for that offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
oh
Don't
my
mind me asking,
God.
sir, can you recall what the charge was?
Schedule 6,
Okay.
2019.
Yes, sir.
Schedule, maybe like 2 or 3.
Okay. How much?
I didn't understand that. I'm gonna rewind. So he's on parole. He's on, or yeah, is he on? No, not parole. Is he on parole? Yeah, I think that's what he said. And he's assisting the criminal. Like, these guys are just lifers. They're gonna be lifers. Let's just listen. I missed part of
Schedule
it.
6,
Okay.
2019.
Yes, sir.
Schedule, maybe like
I don't
2
know.
or 3.
Okay. How much time are you serving on that charge, sir?
10 years.
10 years? How much
10
time do you have
years.
left?
How much do I have left?
5.5 left?
No, I got 9 left.
9 left. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. I apologize. Is there
Oh my God. He was serving 10 years. He has 9 left. How is he on the streets? I'm 10 years in parole? I'm so confused. Is anybody else following? Oh my God.
do this in the last 10 years? Have you been convicted or charged with a felony offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you still on parole or probation for that offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, sir, can you recall what the charge was?
Schedule 6,
Okay.
2019.
Yes, sir.
Schedule, maybe like 2 or 3.
Okay. How much time are you serving on that charge, sir?
10 years.
10 years. How much time do you have left?
How much do I have left?
9.
5.5 left?
Not.
No, I got 9 left.
9
I don't
left.
know
Okay,
what the
yes, sir.
charges
Okay,
are. I
apologize.
guess he was
Is
on
there any other
parole.
felony charges that you have had in the
I
last 10
know.
years in addition to that?
No, sir.
Okay. In the last 10 years, have you been charged or convicted of ever failing to appear in court?
No, sir.
Okay. General.
Your state recommends $75,000 bond.
$75,000 bond.
Mr. Powell, let me ask you,
He's
sir,
gonna
are you going
get
to be able to
bond.
post a $75,000 bond?
Jesus H, because we know he didn't. He's got to hire his own attorney. We know Tennessee doesn't refuse bond unless it's capital or murder. He's going to post his damn bond. And he's an accessory to Drummond for the 4 counts of murder and kidnapping. And he's on parole serving only 1 out of its 10 years. And this is what he's doing on parole. And he's going to be let back out because of the laws of Tennessee back on the street. I am dumbfounded. Y'all, Tennessee, wild. You guys need to get your act together. I'm just saying, this is astounding. I'm going to be mouth dropped to the floor when he's like, I can put $75,000 bond up. I'm in the rug business. Listen to this. Like, this is the way it's going down. This guy's back on the street now. I bet.
Possibly.
This is just earlier
Mr. Powell, this is
today.
what I want to do. General, since he's not 100% sure, I kind of want to, I think I've
Yeah,
already
because
said
it's
this, but I wanted to
10%.
make
I
sure
know.
If he does make his bond, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him on the docket on the 14th with everybody else, but just to make sure he makes his bond, we're going to continue the case.
Oh,
Monday,
so
okay?
that's what
Mr. Powell,
Corinne Danielle, that's what you were saying about the 30 or something, because because Austin in Brian Enton's interview, the prosecuting attorney was the one also for these murder charges on that case for when he was charged for the charges he committed in prison when Austin was given bond and it was 130,000, but he probably only had to pay the 10%. I know that's what the point is. It's like if you're going to impose a bond that you know they can make if they only have to make 10% of it, why are you saying 75,000? Why wouldn't you make it 750,000? Like it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's I know it's flabbergasting. You said that, I know, but then I don't know. Well, maybe I haven't decided if I want to play Brian Enton. I don't want to do that to him. Like, anyway, we'll see.
you're going to have your case to Monday morning, okay? That's just to make sure you make your bond. You have some time, there's some time limits that go with these cases, and I want to make sure that we don't push you too far out and you're still in custody, okay?
It might be
Monday,
Corinne Danielle that's what he paid, but bond was set at 130,000. What he paid, I don't know, but it was set at 130,000. But I forgot about the 10%, which is ridiculous. Make it 1.3 million then. Like, Jesus, it has to be reasonable. You guys, they know you. They're career criminals. Of course, they're gonna get the fucking money to get bond to get out of jail. Like, just like.
That's something that your attorney will have to address with me.
Oh, no way.
He also needs to be aware that there's a hold out of Crockett County for him as well.
Okay. Mr. Powell,
Where'd you hear all this,
they
Donna?
told me I don't know anything about this charge, sir. They just informed me there is a hold currently out in Crockett County, Tennessee for you. I don't know anything about the charge, but if you were to make bond, you would have to go to Crockett County to face those charges as well, sir, okay? Yes, sir. Okay. Mr. Powell, be aware. General. Yes, sir.
Can I get like a breakdown on how the bond is $75,000?
Or are you asking me why I'm saying that amount?
I thought it went by like a range.
Thanks, Donna.
Well, what it is, sir, is that when setting bond, I have to take into consideration a couple of things: that your nexus to the community. I didn't hear any testimony to indicate that you have any family here in Lake County, Tennessee, or have any business where you work in Lake County, Tennessee. So you don't have much of a nexus to the community. I have to consider that. In addition to that, the fact that you're currently on probation for a prior felony conviction, I have to take into consideration that, as well as possible safety in the community. So that's the reason why the bond is a little enhanced in this case, is because you don't have much of a nexus to our county here in Lake County. You've been a resident of Madison County your whole life. If your attorney wants to address the bond, I'll be happy to let them do that, but we'll have to have them present here to argue that on your behalf, okay? So I'm going to continue your case on Monday morning. General, in regards to Mr. Powell, I did not hear in the warrants any interactions or anything going on in regards to Mr. Drummond's case that is currently. So the state is asking for a restraining order. And
That's the reason we didn't ask for one.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure of that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Powell, I'm going to say your bond conditions are, sir, you must keep in contact with your attorney. You're not allowed to possess any drugs or alcohol, and you also cannot be charged with a new offense or fail to appear in court, sir. Okay. I'm going to continue your case Monday morning at 9 o'clock, and we'll see you back here then, sir, okay?
Uh,
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Good luck to you.
Folks, this is a very different General Sessions court date. Most of the time we'll be in the courtroom, and I'm telling this mostly to our friends in the media, so which I'll do this in the future. We'll be here in the courtroom on those dates. We are a tiny county, in case y'all have not discovered that, you have now. So we will be, there is a jury trial that's getting ready to literally swap over, and we're going to hop out of here and go to City Hall. There's one other lady that is going to have a hearing in regards to these charges. Her hearing will take place at City Hall across the street, okay? So bear with us, okay? I apologize for any inconvenience, but I appreciate everybody's time. At this time, folks, we are in recess, and we'll go to City Hall across the street.
Wow. Okay. Unbelievable. Like that just, I don't know, honey. I don't know about corruption. It just, the laws are just way too lax. I mean, for it everywhere. I mean, it's not just, it's not just you guy. Like, it's not just Tennessee, you know. So, I just want to play some Jack and Lily videos now. We're gonna get back into Jack and Lily. I'm trying to go back to the beginning a little bit so we can hang on. So we can review a little bit of the facts. So we can review some of the facts of the case. Yeah, it's just wild. But yeah, I definitely, because these are the things, like all these little things that you can get off of Facebook, that clutched on pearls and all that scanning. That's why I really want to get my butt on there. I'm gonna have to just suck it up, buttercup, with all the images flashing by of my family. Would you like to friend? No. Would you like to friend your sociopathic mother? No. Anyways, listen to this though, because okay, so we were trying to, because I heard um a clip that kind of contradicted whether or not and Jen and I were trying to recall whether or not Malaya said she went and left to drive to get the RCMP on the phone when she placed the 911 call. And I don't know if she did, but according to the clips, the interviews, we're going to keep watching some things just to get clarity again. I don't think she left the laneway, but and somebody like my son that had a petty larceny because of a drug issue and when he was an addict got 7 years, and these guys get slapped on the wrist. It's the states, you know, it's the states. It's that state that they're in, right? Like it's okay, let's just listen to some. I'm trying to go through for the purposes of narrowing down the location for Jack and Lily. I have told the RCMP I'm trying to get a location for them. I think that she walked that's exactly, I don't think she left the property. That's exactly what I think as well. So I just want to review a few of the earlier on updates, because I'm zeroing in on, I was not aware that the pink blanket, remnant of the pink blanket, and the boo print were both relatively close to one another, and also the hydro line. I'm really focusing in, I'll pull the map up in a little bit on where I'm focused in on.
Say they're doing forensic tests on a blanket linked to two children who have been missing for more than 2 months. 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan disappeared from their home in northeastern Nova Scotia on May 2nd. In an update today, police said they are reviewing nearly 5,000 video files from the area and doing tests on a pink blanket that was found during the search.
The blanket was located and seized very early in the investigation. It was outside and found near Lily and Jack's home. The family has confirmed that the blanket belonged to Lily. Police are investigating if and how it relates to her and her brother's disappearance.
Police say as part of their investigation, they're assessing more than 600 tips from the public, interviewing more than 60 people, and conducting polygraphs.
Okay, so I don't know why I had not seen that interview before because I was not aware that they were testing the blanket. But let's just listen to this for a second, because this is her own accounting. And I think you're right. It's just somebody thought they heard that she walked or drove to look for the kids.
Possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened?
Let's listen again.
Just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up. I heard them playing in the next room beside us. And I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. And we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal, and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school, and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
I don't know. I know Jen's really focused on Malia. I still can't. I know there's a lot of criticism, and I agree. I cannot. I don't get the vibe. I really don't get the vibe. Uh, that they're like, that she's involved. Like, I don't know. I'm not getting the vibe. It doesn't mean I'm not wrong. I'm just trying to pick up another video here. I just don't get it. Like, I'm not. I mean, I'd love to say I got something from her. I don't.
Wow, imagine we won.
We'd always be at the
We're in a commercial already. This is the news video off of their website, so you get the commercials there. So my apologies.
You'll be able to authorize and start getting some search teams going to the Gerlach location.
Radio chatter, search crews and first responders mobilizing in a quest no one dreamed would take this long.
Just make sure Mom stays close to the house there in case they happen to sneak out and get back into the house.
A home deep in rural Nova Scotia, 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax, the last known location.
A lot of area to cover. We're out in sticks here.
Here's the trail,
Not
so you
one,
can see
but
from
two
above
missing children.
that they
A
could have
dog that
gone
barks at
down.
everything, a mother who left on the second day, a father who hasn't seen the kids in 3 years, and a stepfather trying to piece things together.
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that everybody basically in the world at
Yeah,
this point is
possibly, Donna.
always wanted to know like what happened.
Kind of. Check out the reading.
The mystery of what happened to
Later
6-year-old
tonight,
Lily
the two
Mae
readings,
Sullivan
'cause
and her 4-year-old brother Jack William James Sullivan is indeed gripping the country and beyond. It is Friday, May 2nd. Martel and his partner Malaya Brooks Murray, the children's mother, are having a lazy morning with their baby. Lily and Jack are in the kitchen alone.
Malaya and baby were asleep. Lily came in multiple times. I was not in deep sleep by any means. And then about 20 minutes passed, and then when I woke up, Malaya was right beside me. She was still asleep. And I said, I don't hear Lily and Jack.
The time, no one will say for sure, but police say it was around 10 a.m. when they got a 911 call.
I ran.
So the question, if the police say they got the call at about 911, something obviously is not right, because he says here in a second, it took about 30 seconds. He runs to the back and comes back down, and Malaya's already on the phone. So what time did they kind of wake up at? Because was there time? Was there an hour to take bodies somewhere, dispose of them by ATV maybe, and come back? Curious.
Up in the
I
woods
don't
to the
know.
kids. They have cabins up in the woods, which only took me like 30 seconds. I came right back down. She was on the phone with the RCMP.
For 6 days, crews tackled an exhaustive search. The children's mother took the baby to be with her family in another part of the province. Her mother told CBC News the RCMP told them not to speak with news reporters. The RCMP says it just advised everyone to be mindful of the information they share publicly. On May 7th, police scaled back the search.
The probability of survival is taken into consideration.
But search crews returned for 2 more weekends until the end of May, searching wells, mine shafts, and septic systems, even flying a drone beneath the home.
The 4-year-old is wearing some blue dinosaur boots.
Police say they found a boot print. And listen to this in the radio chatter.
Families brought us to a location there, not far away, that there's a piece of a blanket.
Police won't say anything about a blanket, but Martel says a piece of Lily's blanket was found near the boot print. He says both children may have undiagnosed autism.
For a lot of people, this story just sounds odd.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. And I see it every day online.
He's keenly aware the public suspects him, says the police did too at the start.
Of course, the stepfather was always a prime suspect right off the beginning.
So he offered to take a polygraph test.
Oh, for the love of God. Sorry, y'all. Hang on. I got too many screens trying to be prepared, and I got too many screens open. Hang on. My apologies.
So he offered to take a polygraph test.
I was extremely nervous, especially with the first question I asked you, did you kill Lily and Jack?
That was the first question I asked you.
Yeah. Yeah,
When did you find out the result of your test?
immediately right after.
What did they say to you?
You did a good job, you passed.
Hi, Kayla. How you doing?
The RCMP's Corporal Guillaume Tremblay is not an investigating officer, but he speaks for the force in Nova Scotia.
You know, it's quite rare
In my career, I've never seen two missing children go at the same time.
Was anything found in any of these searches that was deemed to be of significance? Even if you can't tell me what it was, anything of significance?
So I can tell you that the investigation is ongoing and that we haven't found any evidence to show that there was an abduction of the children.
So you don't think they were abducted, but you can't find them. How do two young children just vanish?
That's a great question, Kayla. And we are asking for the public for tips and information.
He says the force has received close to 500 tips, some that have taken them elsewhere in the country. But the only confirmed sighting of Jack and Lily was the day before they disappeared in Nova Scotia. Martel says the children were seen on camera with the whole family. Still, police are asking for trail camera footage in the area dating back 5 days. They say they're trying to establish a timeline in the lead up to the disappearance.
So when teams are tasked, they get a bearing.
Crews have searched around 8.5 square kilometers.
8.5. Originally it was 5.5. Square kilometers is a pretty massive search.
This stuff.
Amy Hansen has been the search manager for most of that. She's taking us into the woods to show us what her team has been dealing with.
The vast majority of it was probably from Fiona.
Downed trees from post-tropical storm Fiona 3 years ago.
This is actually fairly mild compared to some of the areas.
Over a total of 10 days, they searched for 12,000 hours.
It's pretty much unheard of in this province. It's the biggest search I've been involved in.
And she's been at this 22 years.
Do you think those kids are in the woods?
From everything I've seen, yes.
Why can't you find them?
They're small, they'd be hiding. They would have crawled underneath something probably when they got tired. They could have gone further than what we searched. There's all kinds of scenarios, unfortunately.
And that's playing heavily on the mind of this woman, Lily and Jack's paternal grandmother.
Their smiles are just beautiful.
She hadn't seen the children in nearly 2 years, a relationship left complicated after her son, their biological father, chose to stay out of their lives. She says he has been questioned by police 3 times.
A couple of days ago, they had contact and they told him that they weren't looking his way anymore, that everything was fine.
She says she joined the search herself as soon as she heard Lily and Jack were missing. She doesn't believe the children are in the woods.
There's no reason for any child to wander deep into the woods. There's just not.
The brush is just too thick.
It is way too thick. Way too thick.
Tonight is about saying a prayer.
She attended a vigil in Pictou County marking 1 month since the children went missing and says she feels the support of the community and beyond.
Well, these are everybody's grandchildren. They're not just mine now.
As she clings to cherished keepsakes,
this is Lily's handprint.
She is pleading for any information that could provide answers.
There is nothing more pure and innocent than a 6 and a 4-year-old. And they deserve so much better than what they got.
Yeah, they sure do.
She keeps her mind occupied spending time in the garden, surrounded by hummingbirds. Symbols of hope, though she admits now that so much time has passed, she doesn't have much hope the children will be found alive, and even worries the mystery of what happened to them may never be solved.
So, okay, so we know now that sorry, Dolphin, I'll look at your comment in a minute. So we know now that not only is Daniel been cleared, and you all may have known that, but so has the bio dad. No mention, no word from Malaya whether she's been cleared. The little girl behind the door, my dream Penny, everywhere I picked them up and walked up to the stairs, one sat on the door, then fell on the floor. Rainbows and the end. I'm not sure what we're talking about, Dolphin. Are you at the very beginning of the stream? If you are, you're not listening to me. So if she doesn't answer, I don't know. Oh my God, before it spreads. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. Anybody else know what she's talking about? Sorry, Dolphin. No idea. Okay, let's go on. I wanted to just show you what is in this. No, I don't think I'll do that. I was working this morning. I was working. I just want to show you this because I'm trying to narrow in my where we're focused. And I think I'm going to stick to where, and I this is sort of what I concluded this morning. This was their post May 30th. Ground search efforts are planned for tomorrow. That was the weekend, May 31st, as the missing person investigation into the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan continues. This is old news, I get it, but in the effort to advance ongoing investigation and locate Jack and Lily, searchers from ground search and rescue teams and RCP will focus on the specific areas around Gairloch Road and the nearby pipeline trail where the boot print was previously located. So I'm going to show you now. Well, let me, I want to show you. I have no idea, Dolphin, what you're talking about, honey. I want to show you where I'm focused on. So, let me just pull up their charts. Let's pull up. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Krista. I almost was going to go earlier today. I'm going to try try a live earlier in the day and see how it goes. And maybe I'll do it on a day I do 2 lives. So if nobody can show up, then we're still doing a live. But let me just pick up the map here because I want to show you. I'm assuming the RCMP know what they're doing because they are very good. So I just want to show you based on the astrology and Jen's charts. This energy we were texting, I can't even remember if it was last night or this morning, was kind of both working on behind the scenes. I'm kind of focusing on this area here. I'm focused in on this area here, but I'm also, which is why I did a reading, very interested in the dump, or the cemetery rather. Let me just zoom out a bit. This cemetery here. I'm not going to try to explain the astrology because that's Jen's thing, and I wouldn't be able to. But the reason I find this interesting is because of my visions, where I said I thought they came down from their laneway. And there's a trail here, which we have seen. I showed, I think it was yesterday or the day before. It wasn't yesterday because it was not on the day before. And then took the ATV here and around. They would have had clear access to the hydro line here, or they might have gone straight out the back here and made their way this way to the hydro line. And the boots and the blanket were both found near the hydro line. So I'm focused, and this is also a very prominent area right in here, according, I think, to Jen, this area in particular, for the charts. So they could have easily gone down a hydro line here. And the pipeline rather, which is here, the easements here. So I think it would, be prudent if the RCMP are investigating in here. I think, it makes more sense to stick around. So this is why I did a reading again. Go look for it on whether or not they're in this cemetery. It's a potential. So I'm going to find out. I want to go and search, and I want to search which is a big area, but I want to search the land in this area up to the cemetery, kind of in this square, if you will. I just know there's houses in there and I want to be careful and I don't want to get shot at by a farmer. Yeah, that's potential. That's potential. But again, that's just families, rumors. I'm trying not to listen to too much of it. We are going to go and listen to It's a Crime and Shame's interviews. But I hate to jump down that bandwagon. What I want to do is listen to the interviews and then do readings and compare the validity of it with the readings. So anyways, that's where I'm going to go search. If I go, I'm still undecided. Let me just see if anybody's got anything to chat. The chat's been pretty quiet tonight. Let's go to It's a Crime and Shame. Let's watch a little bit because I want to, again, as I've said multiple times, I've been trying to watch it. It's just our videos, our lives are so long. It's hard to watch the whole thing. This one's a little shorter. I'm going to play it at a little faster speed and we'll listen to this. And then I want to go back. The last thing we'll do is, if we don't run too long here with this, is listen to the Nancy Grace interview on Sebastian, which we haven't finished. I'm trying to just see if anything triggers anybody. It's always good to go back over these things. Maybe something is missed. Maybe in hindsight, we have different opinions or thoughts about them. But let's listen to this first and see. I'm going to fast forward through the chatter. I just want to listen to what the family members have to say. And I'll just put credit up to Sunny here. Let me create a banner. Okay, let's listen in and tell me if you have any red flags, if anything's of interest. Just let me know what you think in the chat.
But with this one here, I want to pull up this one again because I feel like this is important. This posting by Belinda Gray. Belinda Gray, of course, again, is Lily Sullivan's mother, and she says she would have got this information from somebody within the family. She is family, but in order for her to get this information, it would have to be by the family that sent this to her, that said that the kids were last seen Thursday night, right? That's what she's being told. Does that make it true? No, but that's what she's being told by perhaps another family member.
Well, the police have confirmed at this point that the kids have been seen. So bear in mind here that this is retroactive timeline, right? So we're going backwards. So let's remember that when we're watching this, because the police have now come out to say publicly that the family was spotted in the town. I forget, was it in Glasgow? I can't remember. I'm sorry. I'm so bad with like details. I need to start writing down. If I don't write them down, it's like in and out. So I need to start writing down. Even when I was in school, if I don't write it down, it's like a sieve in my brain. But phone numbers and numbers I can remember, but people's clients' names not. But phone numbers I could never. I just, it's so weird. I don't know. It's the way my brain works.
That was told that same thing, that the kids were last seen Thursday night and went to their bed. They were heard playing in the morning at around 8:30 a.m. on Friday. Again, don't know. Is it bullshit? Is it true? Mom and stepdad fell back asleep and woke up to silence. Remember? I tell Daniel, do you hear the kids? Because that's what I do. I don't ask Daniel. I tell Daniel, do you hear the kids? Again, another huge red flag. For anyone watching this right now, you guys know that that whole interview was a big red flag. One of the things that bugs me the most, besides these children missing, of course, is when she says, well, today it was raining, or sorry, yesterday it was raining, but today the sun's up and it's warm. Or the sun's out. I hope the kids are warm. Never ever says their name, never begs for people to help. And she just says, I hope they're warm. Well, so either you believe they were abducted because if you're abducted, you wouldn't use that sentence, I hope that they're warm, because chances are they're in a freaking dungeon somewhere of somebody's basement, but that's probably not the case. So if you say that I hope they're warm, that refers to outside, and that would be geared towards the woods. So when someone says, I hope they're warm, who would say such a ridiculous statement? Mind you, her father made a ridiculous statement and said, which is the Henry Joseph, and says, baby girl, if this happens again, you let your daddy know. You know I'm a tracker. I don't know if he just wasn't clear on his words there, but who says, if this happens again, baby girl, well, you got one kid left, you know, type of thing at the moment. It's a very sad case because it really doesn't seem like these children are out there, but we can hope and we can pray that perhaps, just perhaps, that they were sold off. And I don't even usually go down this road, but perhaps they were sold off for, you know, to be trafficked or for drugs or something. Like, that's on the farther sketch for me. But, you know, I would love to see a miracle out of any case.
I don't know why she's saying she hopes they were trafficked. I'm not sure. I think she's just misspeaking here. She means maybe that there's a better chance of finding them and they're not deceased, I think is what she's referencing. But
It breaks my heart, like it breaks your guys' heart, to see these innocent children that had so much life, and that we literally have to cover these stories. And then you hear these interviews and you watch their actions. Where's the tears? You know, anyone that has a child, you honestly think you could have that much composure during an interview? You know, some people have said it's like, well, when you're missing a dog, you know, like there's no.
I'm just going to fast forward because, again,
Come
this
on,
is
now.
titled
There, Amanda.
Family
Anybody else?
Speaks, Family
Anybody
Member
else got
Speaks Up.
literally talking about.
So
The
let me
children
just,
were reported missing from a home on Gerlach Road on May 2nd.
let me just, yeah, okay, I'm just fast forwarding because she says the children, family member speaks, and so I want to just get to that. So here we are.
Kids. Great.
So we've got Daphne
Wow,
here.
which is my nephew.
Daphne Ann Sullivan is saying, Mandy Taylor, I think we read this the other day. That's not true, but I tell you that they integrated for 4 hours, interrogated, sorry, for 4 hours, which is my nephew, the father of the kids, and my sister-in-law, the grandmother, for what they never ever seen the kids in a year and a half. She kept the kids away from them. They didn't want them to know where they lived or anything because look where they live and what kind of houses they live in. They only live 40 minutes away. Sharon brought the kids out. I think she's talking about Sunny brought the kids up because a boyfriend didn't like them. Her boyfriend didn't like them. So why are the police interrogating? I don't know what this is. My family, I think she's talking about the fact that Belinda and the biological dad were interrogated. Why are they interrogating them when Daniel apparently never liked them? My family, the police or RCMP, whatever the F you call, are full of effing, wow. They don't like the RCMP over here. They don't have a sweet effing clue. We look or what you're looking for, to me, my opinion, and that's what I got to say. Bring Jack and Lily home. We miss them. Okay, so his family members are not very keen on the RCMP, which is very interesting. Let's see, there's another one.
1 second. 30 that the children were in their bedroom, and that at 9:40 that they runs back home. Speculation. Obviously, their
So
name is true.
I am wondering, like, I don't know. I'm now wondering if they had enough time to hide the kids before they called the police. You know, okay, this one's Daphne Ann Sullivan. We're gonna do it this way so we don't have to listen to all the chatter. I'm just gonna slide it forward and just read. It'd be a lot faster for all of us. The kids didn't even go in the woods in the first place. Plus, they have dogs in the yard, which if someone adopted them, the dogs would have made a noise. Abducted them, the dogs would have made a noise. I say they were taken off land by someone close to them. That's what I said. And by quad or vehicle, Yes, that's what I said. Taken off land and then on an ATV. That's the vision I had. I told the RCP, and they are nowhere in them dense woods. So just stop searching because they're not there. You need to put these people, you need to put these two people interrogation for 2 to 4 hours and see which one's going to crack. Because I know they're nowhere around the area whatsoever in my heart. I know that, so please do an interrogation. Tell the mother you're going to take away the baby or take the baby away from her, whatever the case may be, get her to talk because something's is got to be done before it's too late. I say the kids are probably in Halifax Harbor. It's sad to say, but it's reality. What do y'all think? Do you think there's a chance that the kids are in the ocean? Put a 1 in the chat if you think the kids are in the ocean. Dolphin, I'm just going to remove your comments because we're going to stay on topic here. So can you just stay on topic with us, please? It's just respectful. So what do y'all think? Do you think they're in the ocean, Kitty? Put a 1 if you think they're in the ocean. Okay, put a 2 if you don't think they're in the ocean. Hey, you, welcome in, sweetie. Drive safe, safe. So Corinne Danielle does not think they're in the ocean. I know, Chris, honey, I know. Oh, welcome in. We got somebody new here. True crime junkie. Is that your? I can't read your. I can't read your font. Sorry. You're welcome. No worries, Dolphin. Thank you. Possibly, but I steer towards 2. I do too. I think the ocean is a little far-fetched. Crime time junkie, thank you. Yeah, I think the ocean's a bit far-fetched. I don't know. I did, like I said, there's 2 readings going out after the live tonight. Is Sebastian, the second reading on the Sebastian in Alaska. Jen, I don't know. I've got 2 locations in mind. I think I'm looking towards Alaska and closer to home, which the other location you know about, everybody, in my mind. Welcome in, sweetie, welcome in. The and Jack and Lily, I think sticking near. Are they in the cemetery, Laird Cemetery? I think sticking, and that's a possibility. Not clear 100%, but I got to do more readings on it. But thinking of that area, Jen, you don't need to drive and type, but I think I'm going to reach out to my girlfriend and go and visit her. She said I could go and stay and search. If you feel like flying to Ottawa and then driving with me, let me know. I just don't. I'm thinking that they may not have had the time. I'm thinking. I guess it would have depended on whether something happened Thursday night after they got home, and then they just reported it in the morning. Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep listening to some of this family discussion. I don't know. See if I can fast forward to another one. Here we go. And like I said, yours truly is going to take the time and get my butt on Facebook because so I don't have to credit all these other creators. So then Daphne says, thank you so much. I kept my mouth shut for too long. It's very hard reading about your very own family, your great niece and nephew, and they're just babies. I hope Lily and Jack are found soon alive. Would definitely be amazing and happy, but if not, I hope they find the bodies for closure. Oh. Yeah, you think? Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no kidding. I don't know. I'm not focused on the ocean. I'm not feeling it, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. But right now, I'm not focused yet on the ocean. Why wasn't your nephew doing anything to find his kids?
Oh, here, this one here. Let me try to bring this last one up again. And like I said, maybe there's more posts, oh, sorry, doing in that time. Is there any, oh, here, this one here. Let me try to bring this last one up again. And like I said, maybe there's more posts out there, you guys, for Daphne answering more, but this is what Charmaine came across. So this one says, Bonnie says, CPS already has taken the baby until after the investigation. I agree with some of the comments. It's been, right, okay, so obviously Daphne, I don't know who Bonnie Jean Blankenship is, or if she's unaware that Daphne is actually a family member of Jack and Lily. But anyways, Daphne says back to her, oh no, she still got her baby with her at her mother's place. I agree. There's nowhere near, I agree they're nowhere near the homestead. And by that, obviously, she's referring to the children. Can't the cops bring them in and do the he said, she said? Yeah, it's all about the he said, she said bullshit. You know that song, right? Well, that's the thing, right? Again, I'm sure they're doing a really good job behind the scenes.
I think they are too.
Share screen.
Anonymous members post.
Here's my little post there. So many pictures. I have this picture of the father, but I don't want.
I can't read it. I can't read. Somebody posts, RCMP stopped by my workplace to acquire any security footage of our front cam that points towards a store. Points towards a store. Jen, are you listening to this? RCMP stopped by my workplace to acquire any security footage of our front camera that points towards a store. Said that financial digging showed a parent had a transaction at the store early in the week when kids out of school, but not reported missing yet. Hoped that they might catch a glimpse of Lily and Jack in the vehicle to prove or disapprove.
And said,
are you allowed to say whether or not the cameras showed the kids? Unfortunately, I don't know what to look for, time or vehicle.
I remember that lady that literally said all the same shit. I remember specifically she talked about JJ having a bag over his face, being tied up with tape under. Some people would, like I said, most what they were showing in the picture was one of those instances where
I don't know.
I
don't know if this is true. I don't know if that's true. Let me just see if there's any more posts. I don't think there is. Well, that was a lot faster than having to listen to 2-3 hours. I'm just going to scan through what store exactly. She doesn't say. The auto shop. I know, by the bridge. The auto shop. What by what bridge, Dolphin? She doesn't say, but because one of those lines, now I got Sebastian's chart. Let me pull up Jack and Lily's chart. One of those, I think one of those lines talk about businesses, right? What store? I'm going to go to chat here. I mean, if I mean, they're saying because of one of the transactions the parents had, closest store is Home Depot. Home Depot. I'm wondering if that's. I'm getting the vibe, I could be wrong, that they stopped to buy something at a store. Is there was a financial record of something at, I'm wondering if exactly, Donna, exactly what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking, that they're telling her it's a financial record, but they want to see what was purchased. Oh, because I really think I've narrowed down water out water out. I think they might be close to water, but they've been buried, I think. No, you said bridge. I just don't know what bridge, honey. You did say bridge up top, up by the bridge. I just don't know what bridge. I just Home Depot. You think? Okay, let me see closest. Okay, closest gas station. I don't know. I'm thinking there's a shovel purchase at Home Depot. Shell. Closest gas station. Ultramar. Okay, let me put it in the map. Ultramar 1407. So I always put an H in Gerlach for some reason. Okay. Oh my God, it's can't be 25-minute drive to the nearest gas station. God, you definitely want to have, it can't be. I mean, that can't be. Let me pull up chat because chat GTP. What is the closest gas station to 1407? I mean, it could be. I mean, it's pretty remote, but you would want to really plan your outings appropriately. She's going to, honey. I texted it to her. Thank you, Kimmy. I texted her, and she said, I just haven't read it because I've been here and she's driving. Thank you. Be adding him to the map when she gets home, and she's on her way home driving now. So we can be sure tomorrow that Jen will be updating us, assuming she's coming on the live with us. Closest home hardware is in Pictou. Oh, good idea, Guloid Lama. I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow because I got to get into Facebook. Uh, yeah, I know. So don't. Yeah, called Proudfoots. What? Kim, that was for you. I know it was. What's called Proudfoots? Don't tell me a store is called Proudfoots. Okay, let me see what chats come up with. Okay, Irving Station. Okay, so there's a Union Center one stop at 403 Gerlach Road, Westville. This is your nearest local fuel stop, directly on or just off Gerlach Road. It's the most convenient if you're heading out from Lansdowne Station area. Okay, let's pull it up. Okay, 10 minutes. Oh, it's still heading in the same direction though. Look, as the one we're focused on, it's past the cemetery. Okay, so this is really good intel because it's a 10-minute drive, 12-minute drive to the gas station, and they go right by Laird. New Laird. I keep calling it Laird. It's Laird. Union Center. So it's in here. I don't know. I don't know. I'm more there is a Kent hardware store in New Glasgow. Okay, let's go there. Kent hardware store. Okay. That's 20 minutes away. 20 minutes away. Right up here. There's a Walmart there. Okay. Is could that be this? Maybe it is the store. Maybe it is the store. Like maybe this was before. I didn't see the date on that post. I didn't see the date. Let me go back and see if I can see a date. No, there's no date. Because if I could have had a date, another Kent in Stellarton. Interesting. If there was a date on that post, I'm going to try to go in and see if I can get a date and track that down. Because it could have been that they were, when the Daniel and Malaya did say they were shopping, it could be that legitimately they were looking for footage. It's the financial receipt that is interesting. Like, gut tells me they want to know what they bought. Gut tells me it's her Saturn return line. So I'm gonna look for you. Let me shut all the lines off. Let me shut all the lines off. Okay. So how do I look again? I gotta put, which one are we looking at? Which store do you think? This, Union Center is a straight line. Yeah, it is, because it's right up on Laird. It's a straight line over the Laird Cemetery. Look, where's the Laird Cemetery? No, it's this line here. Hang on. New Glasgow. Union Center's right here. So what other, Malaya's Saturn return? Is that what you just said? Is that what you just said? It's her Saturn return. It is. Nobody's mentioned anything about hearing a hard. I can hear her fine. Yeah, check on your end, honey, because hey, Patricia. Nice to see you, honey. Okay. Sorry, Toronto. I don't know what to say, sweetie. Try on your end. Okay, I think we could. I think they said they were looking for a receipt, not evidence that they were shopping there. It's either her Saturn line or the Taurus lines I was looking at this morning. Hang on. Yeah, these ones here. The Taurus lines. I've this morning kind of going more this way, but let's zoom in. You had a marker, so I'm going to put the hot spots on. Yeah, here. I think it's in between these two. I think this one's really interesting too. This is this new Laird line. Saturn in Aries is fated with her Chiron and Scorpio. What's hidden on this angle that pains her about the investigation? She's going through a Saturn return, and it's only going to get more intense for her. woods, muddy water, train tracks, anything that brings in money on this angle is related to business in Nova Scotia. Okay, related to a business in Nova Scotia. So what's on this line? It was the Union Station. New Laird. It was this Union Center gas station. Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry you're not feeling well either. Welcome in, Nancy Dar. Welcome in. Nice to see you here. I don't know if you're new here. If you're new here, welcome in. We're a friendly crowd. Okay, Hope, I'm gonna go look at Proudfoots, but this is I don't know, Jen. This is right here at a Union Station. This gas station here is interesting. But I also I don't know. I just wonder about a shovel. You know, they were or a rake because they were I'm just in my head. I'm wondering if they said they were looking for a receipt to see what they purchased and camera footage to show what they purchased. And I'm wondering in my head if this we were leveling the laneway and clearing out potholes was a cover-up story for a shovel purchase, right? When Jamie later came out and said, hey, I was cleaning up. Welcome in if you're new here, please, sweetie. Welcome in, please do the likies for us if you could. Just like it, and if you enjoy it here, we're a great group. You can feel free to subscribe. I guess I can take this down since we're no longer watching Sunny. Since we are no longer watching her, there you go. And I'll go back to, you know what I'm saying, everybody? Do you think it's possible when you know, that the police are looking for a receipt because they're saying a financial purchase? So in other words, I guess they wanted to know, they wanted to know what this woman's saying if the kids were there, but why reference a receipt? So I'm just interested to know. I'm going to do a reading on were they shopping and was there a shovel receipt or something, a tool receipt? Because you feel nauseated, sweetie? Oh no. There's definitely stuff going around, eh? Like there's definitely stuff going around. I get it. I was sick yesterday. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. But I don't know, man. I think we should, this line, Jen, you've got involving a business. So I'm very interested on what this could be. This is sort of the area I'm focusing on where the lines are. Let me show. I forgot to actually remove it and show. I'm very interested in this area in here. Right in here. Like I said, I did a reading about the cemetery, the Lairg. I keep calling it Laird. It's Lairg with a G. It's just the weirdest name. There's a cemetery up here. Oh, for the love of God, I did it again. I did it again. I did it again. Okay, and then I'm going to go look at Proudfoots because that's interesting. I don't know. The markers aren't here for your hotspots for the cemetery anymore, Jen. I don't know. Because there is a Laird cemetery. They were there earlier. I don't know what it's under. But it's okay. I don't want to frig around too much. I'm just looking for, oh, there they are. Okay, the addresses. So right here, the cemetery, which is Malaya's Saturn return. And they would have been able to get there by a four-wheel from their backyard, right? They would have been able to, if they wanted to conceal, they could have gone in the back this way. They could have gone up this way. But because the boots and the blanket were found on the pipeline here, I'm really thinking like they may have this area here, that they might have buried them somewhere here, or whoever took them. But again, there's a second Proudfoot's hardwood. No way. Okay, good, good. Glad to hear. Proudfoot. Okay, that is just too creepy. It's just, let me pull up the maps. That is just too gross. Just Proudfoot hardware. Sorry to the young, to the beautiful Proudfoots that have no no business. It's a home hardware. It's a home hardware. It's a home hardware. So Proudfoot's home hardware. So it's home hardware. Where are they in relative? Okay, so it's recently viewed. So it's, yeah, that's the one near the Walmart. Here we are, 1407 Gerlach Road. It's the same friggin' road. It's the same friggin' road, Jen. It's on the same angle. Okay, where is it again? Let me go back up. It's on the Westville, which is the 289, which is right from right near New Lairg Cemetery. It's near Westville. So it's right in here, right near Ward's Towing. Right near Ward's Towing. Wow. Okay, so it's not quite on their lines. It's just east of the lines, but I think it's, I don't know. I think it might be close enough. I don't know. You'd have to tell me, Jen, when you're not driving. If that's close enough. Right near Laird's Towing. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to do a reading. If you Google the map, it'll show you both. I know, honey, but okay, what am I hardware building? I think for now, I'm gonna zero in on some of these businesses and then do a reading on it. And then for now, because we've been here 2 hours, I'm gonna welcome in, Ren. Thank you for doing the YouTube things. Welcome in. I can't believe there's a Proudfoot's. Go to the Reservoir Road. Go to the Reservoir, Deb says, Road, Westville, the city huge round building is in line. Okay, the Reservoir on Westville Road. Let me see if I can find it. Please look up the closed bridge, please. Can you give me more about the closed bridge, like a direction or something, honey? Okay, now I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking for. The Reservoir Road in Westville. Reservoir Road in Westville. Oh, what is that? What is that? That looks like a coin. What the heck is that? Westville. Is that the same line? I'm just trying to see if it's on the line. Well, it's not on the line. It's right by the hardware store and right by the gas station, Ward's Towing. So it's in the same area as the hardware store and Ward's Towing. Interesting. Do you know what that is? Looks like a sun thing. I know. It looks like it's the reservoir. If Donna said it had that image. Yeah, okay. She did, yes. I haven't listened to it, but I've heard before about some of her visions, like that you guys have mentioned. I heard the pumpkin one for sure, and I heard something about something round, but I don't really know if this didn't know this was it. So thank you. It's very odd. I don't know. Somebody's coming in. One of my guys is coming in right now. I might actually. It does look like something really interesting, doesn't it? I mean, it's certainly eye-catching. I don't know if Sebastian's coming in or what is going on here. Now find the bridge. Okay, Joyful. But you didn't tell me which direction to go in. So I mean, you're asking me to look for a needle in a haystack. I need more direction than that. Close bridge. Give me some instructions. Give me some instructions, please. I'm definitely going to do a reading on some of these stores and see some of these stores. Okay, one of my guides or somebody was coming in here because I could feel the energy. Where's the star? I have no idea. I don't know, Dolphin. You have to tell me. I don't know where it is. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to go in now. We've been here 2 hours. I want to get to the interview with Nancy Grace. I'm just trying to go through on the lives right now. With Jen, we're going to go through the charts when she's back. But I'm just trying to gather intel on to narrow it down, right? To narrow down possibilities. So I'm going to go later tonight and meditate and dive into some of these locations on the line, on Jen's astrology lines, and see if we get any energy. And then I'm going to do some readings. I wasn't sure what readings to do for Jack and Lily and Sebastian tomorrow. So I'm going to look at some of these locations for readings for tomorrow for Jack and Lily. We'll be back on live again, probably 4 p.m. And right now I'm going to go into Sebastian, watch his video. But I just want you to know that's what I'm doing is I'm trying to locate, I'm just trying to get some ideas that may, like, listening to something that may, like, give me some sort of psychic hit. And I do feel like we're looking for maybe a tool. I do feel that maybe there's a tool that was purchased. I don't know. And I feel like that's why Janie was like, we're raking the potholes, which made zero sense, right? It made no sense, but maybe it was their alibi excuse for what they were doing, buying a shovel. Well, I don't know the direction either. I don't know the closest bridge. But are you talking about a bridge on a road or a bridge on a trail, Dolphin? Are you talking about the bridge on the road or a bridge on the trail? Oh, you're talking about the Daphne's case files. I don't agree with it. I've seen it where the little star fell off her shirt. I mean, I saw the video and I haven't focused in on it because I don't believe that. Looks like to me like the shirt's embroidered. I don't know if a star would have fallen off an embroidered shirt. So I know what you're talking about. I can see if I can find that video of hers again and we can watch it, but I'm not feeling like a star fell. I could be wrong, but I'm not feeling it. Okay, so let's go now to watch Nancy Grace here for Sebastian, because again, I'm hoping that something is triggered. I might have got the wrong interview. Yeah, this is her podcast. It's a bridge by water. By the water, there's 2 towers and buildings. Okay. Bridge by water. Can I look for it tomorrow? I'm gonna take a screenshot because otherwise I'll forget and I can't find the chat again for some reason. The chat that I see in StreamYard is different. Okay, let me pull up the Nancy Grace interview. For some reason I have the wrong one up. Why do I have this? I have just her podcast coming up, which is really weird because we started watching this the other night and here he is. Here it is. Okay. Let's show it. Let's go back and watch. Yeah, I will do that for you, sweetie, okay? I will do that for you. Okay, let's go back and watch this Nancy Grace interview. I'm going to go back, if that's okay, to the beginning because we only got 10 minutes in. And let's just see on Sebastian if anybody gets any hits. But I've got 2 areas I'm focusing on right now. One, I know they're very far apart, but I'm just gotten interested in Alaska. It's nothing I've ever considered before. It's just never, I just didn't. So now I'm just considering looking. I'm looking. So let's watch this though. I realize it's older, but it's an interview with Seth, and let's just see if we, in hindsight, hear anything that we might be able to get a bit of a hint at.
Joining me an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now, but I do know this. I don't need an expert to tell me that there has been an alert that went out to media. A new search is taking place right now as we speak for Sebastian Rogers, the missing autistic boy. What does that mean? Is there new information that has not been released to us? Has a location been identified that is more important than other locations? This is unusual for a research of an area that may have already been searched. What precipitated the new search? This, as we learn, eyeglasses have been found. Are they Sebastian's? First of all, on the new search, joining me, Lauren Conlon, investigative reporter and host of The Outlier. Lauren, thank you for being with us. I understand that a new search has just been launched. Who, what, where, when, why? Tell me.
Yes. So as you said, Nancy, it's in Hendersonville and it's the same areas and it's sheriffs in Sumner County and counties all over, and it's EMS workers and it's more volunteers. And I believe it is the Sumner County EMS is saying 6 to 10 miles and so on. So this happened this morning. This is breaking news. They are saying this has nothing to do with the press conference yesterday with the glasses found, but that is all we know.
Guys, when you hear Lauren Conlon, who's been on the case from the very beginning of missing autistic boy Sebastian Rogers, when you hear her say volunteers, there's a caveat to that. They are law enforcement, EMTs, people in the criminal law business, all banding together for a new search. This, as we learn, that glasses have been found, glasses found. That could be very significant. And joining me is someone who is acutely aware of all the facts surrounding that pair of glasses. Seth Rogers is with us. Seth is Sebastian's biological father. And you may have gone online and seen Seth. At first, you see nothing but densely forested woodland. And then you realize it's Seth Rogers out there on foot looking for his son. He hasn't quit. He took a brief respite over Easter break and now he's back at it. Seth Rogers, thank you for being with us. You can find him at Sebastian Strong. Seth, tell me about the discovery of the glasses.
My volunteers found them in Gallatin at around 210 Hut Street on Monday.
Seth, no offense, but you're speaking Greek to me. Okay. Where is that? Where is that in relation to Sebastian's home where he was living with his mother, Miss Proudfoot? What?
It's about 14 miles from his mom's residence. It's not in Hendersonville.
Now, Seth Rogers, you were telling me it's about 14 miles that Sebastian shared with his mother and his stepfather, the Proudfoots. Had he recently gotten new glasses, or am I seeing, Seth Rogers, his actual glasses?
They were close enough that I asked the Sumner County to bag and tag them. I mean, when I saw them through the pictures from my volunteers and they stated they couldn't get a hold of anybody, I flagged down a deputy sheriff and I told them to put on some gloves, put them in a bag and bring them in. And that's what they did. They took pictures around the area to show where they were laying and how they were laying on the street, so they would have some type of recollection on where they were placed or left at, or however they needed. And they brought them into our volunteers gather every morning, and chain of evidence was completed and they took them in.
Imagine they couldn't get anybody to come and get them, that Seth had to get involved for them to bag and tag them. I mean, that's just,
Guys,
are we
what we're joining us
surprised?
is
Are we
Sebastian's biological
surprised?
father, Seth Rogers. Seth, I want to circle back to what you said. These glasses were found about 14 miles from where Sebastian resided with his mother and stepfather. A volunteer found them. Were you on the search when the volunteer found them?
I was not with the group.
Sorry, did I
Not with
miss?
that group. Where
Did
they,
I misstate that? I got all these no's. Did I misstate that? I don't know what the no's are about. You guys have to be more specific in chat.
were the glasses
I don't know
out
what the no's are
in a
about.
forested area? Were they, I heard you mention
They're
a
on the-
street. Were they thrown by the side of the street?
They were on the side of the road
Not surprising. Yeah.
Is it
in a
paved?
residential area.
Thank you, my dear Nancy.
So,
Thank you,
okay, you just
Dar
clarified
Nancy
something
Dar.
for me. It's in a
Yeah, you're not
residential area,
surprised.
like a
Okay,
cul-de-sac?
sorry, I understand now. Thank you.
I don't believe it was a cul-de-sac, but I believe it's Hutch Court, so I believe it was leading into a cul-de-sac.
If you were in a car, how long would it take you to get from where Sebastian lived with his mom to where the glasses were found?
Depending on traffic, probably about 14, 15 minutes.
Guys, you're seeing an overview of Sebastian's neighborhood. Of course, we're talking about an area that has hills, some mountains, so it's not always as simple as it sounds to go 14 miles. It could take 14 minutes. It could take an hour if you have to go over a hill to get there. But long story short, he's telling us about 15 minutes from home. Do you believe Sebastian has ever walked through this area?
I have no idea. I don't even know what's in the area.
I wonder if he had any friends there, but you believe these glasses are similar enough to the glasses we're seeing that you asked for them to be bagged. Were they cracked? Were they broken in any way?
No, ma'am. They had some scratch marks on the inside of the nose piece, and that was it. The lenses weren't scratched. There was no scuff marks on the outside of them.
Guys, you are hearing Seth Rogers, this is Sebastian's bio dad, speaking about a discovery this weekend, a discovery regarding Sebastian's glasses. Now, the reality is, it is a simple matter to determine if these are really his. Seth is telling us they look enough like them that they could very well be his, and they've been taken into evidence. To make sure, what we do is take the lens out and compare it to his last diagnosis and his last lens prescription to find out, are these really Sebastian's glasses? And if so, why were they there? Also,
I wish I knew the outcome of this. I don't know. I can't remember if Jen knows or not. If anybody remembers, let me know in the chat. I wish I knew the
we're going to
outcome.
be looking for prints.
I
We're going to be
think
looking
she
for
said
any
she does
DNA
that.
at all on these glasses.
I think she said that Seth was never updated, but I could be
What,
wrong.
if anything, can they tell us? Back to Lauren Conlon, guys. Right now, as we are speaking, a new search is underway for Sebastian. Lauren Conlon joining us from the Outlier. Lauren, any idea what caused, what sparked a new search?
I mean, I think people at this point, and obviously Seth Rogers included, are so worried and so concerned, especially after hearing about the glasses. So I personally think this also has to do with the Cajun Navy last week saying, okay, we're going to step back, we're going to regroup, we're not going to stop. And so in turn, I think more people, more organizations.
Yeah, the Cajun Navy statement, March 29th, search for Sebastian Rogers has been called off due to increasing security concerns. This decision was not taken lightly, is made with the safety of all volunteers in mind. It does not mean the search is over. March 29th, 2024. And I understand that y'all have, I don't think Seth knows if they checked it against Sebastian's prescription or not. Okay, thanks, Jen. One of the reasons I still, like, I just find it, he does? Jen just said she doesn't think he does. Oh, they weren't. They weren't? Okay. Anyways, I find it wild, and I know some people don't agree with me. It's just my opinion. But I feel like so much effort. We're talking a month after Sebastian went missing, was reported missing, February 26th, 2024. A month and 3 days later. There's not even a full month in February. So probably just shy of 30, close to 30 days later. And the Cajun Navy has to pull out for safety concerns, which we all know about. And this is why I still cling to the possibility that he's at the location that I have passed along. And I would really like that location searched. And if I have to drive down there myself, I will. Private property, so a bit of a problem on one of them, and the other one maybe not as problematic. But I'm wondering if I could pick up energy because, and nope, they weren't, as was in a group where he was asked that question. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you. Welcome in. Thank you for answering that for us. Thank you. So they weren't. So, I mean, again, like, how is, like, the irresponsibility of, and just, it's just unbelievable to me. I mean, Sev said they looked similar enough that they should have been bagged and tagged, and y'all are telling me that they didn't. Like, what is going down? But this, to go back to this, I just think there was so much threatening activity going on in the towards the searchers that makes me wonder if he's not closer to home. Because if you thought he was in Alaska or you knew he was in Alaska, why would you threaten people in Hendersonville that are searching? Like, it doesn't make sense. Why would you bring attention to yourself? Why would the Proudfoots bring attention to yourself and look like a complete a-hole? And this is a public statement. This is now on the media, on the news, that the searchers had safety concerns. Why? Oh, they're definitely corrupted. There's no doubt about that. No, this is the old pair, Ren. Sorry, honey. I don't know if you just came in. You might want to go back to the beginning. I know it's probably a hard time for you but I'm going back. We're reviewing the case. I've got 2 readings going out tonight, one at 7, one at 8, on whether Sebastian's in Alaska and whether Jack and Lily are in the cemetery. But I still am fixated on him being close to home because to me, this makes no sense. If he was in Alaska, why would you care if people, yeah, sorry, honey, I'm sorry. Why would you care? I'm just going through old things, doing a new, I don't know if you've been here when Jen's been up with the charts, Ren, but we've been looking at charts. We're trying to narrow in locations. And so I'm just going through content that might, in hindsight, give an epiphany and aha, or give some clarity as to possible, locations and whatnot. So that's what we're doing here. But again, I go back to, it just doesn't make sense to me that you would threaten an organization and their safety like the Cajun Navy and searchers if your son or stepson is in Alaska. They did, but that's my point. Like, I'm still looking into Alaska just now for the first time, but I just find it peculiar. And that's why I keep going back to, is he that far from home? I mean, not that I would plan a crime, but let me tell you, if you're looking in near my house and I know something is way far away, I'm like, keep looking because you ain't gonna find anything around here. Like that just makes more sense to me. Like, why make a big effery out of this and a big scene looking like an a-hole, which we all know he is. It doesn't need to look like one, he clearly is. But like the media now has put this out, and I'm sure the media knows in the backroom chatter that there's been threats from other volunteers, and I don't get why threaten searchers and people putting posters up if he's in Alaska. Like, it makes no sense. I don't get. That's the part I'm really struggling with, which is why I still feel close to home. I've also said I've been led to the boy in outside Ottawa here by my guides, and I feel very much like I was led to that location locally. And I can't help. I just can't help it. I don't think he's in Alaska. Maybe between his house and Memphis. Yeah, I don't know, honey. I don't know. So let's keep listening, though. It's just
stepped up to help.
Right.
And sorry, go ahead. This is, I am.
So bottom
I am
line,
beyond.
we don't know. Maybe the glasses, maybe the fact the Cajun Army, the Cajun Navy is stepping back, but we know the search is happening right now, and we know where the search is. It's an area that has already been searched, which I find very, very intriguing. Why are they researching a particular area? Guys, in addition to Lauren Collin and Seth Rogers, joining us is Dave Mack, crimeonline.com investigative reporter, who has also been on the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers from the very, very beginning. Dave Mack, let me just say at the outset, recently, the stepfather, Mr. Proudfoot, stated that he would take a polygraph if we set it up. As a matter of fact, take a listen to this. Have the two of you taken a polygraph?
can't stand looking at these two. It makes me want to vomit.
I have not.
Ugh.
Would you be willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement because of my
Nose is
whereabouts.
growing. Your
I did
nose
not
is
need one.
growing.
I understand. Ms. Proudfoot, did you pass your polygraph?
I did.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Now
I
listen
know
to
that's
this.
how I
He
feel,
says,
Donna. I was
I've
like,
offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph. I was
sorry.
told directly by law enforcement, but because of my whereabouts, I did not need one. Listen to more. And Mr. Proudfoot, you have volunteered to take a poly?
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to set up a poly for you, would you take it?
Don't think he did.
Name the place and time, ma'am. I'll be there.
Don't think he did.
Well,
I just
we
don't
did.
think he
We did
volunteered.
that. We set up a polygrapher, a very well-respected polygrapher, a place and a time. Mr.
Roast
Proudfoot
him,
tells
Nancy.
us
Roast
that he
him.
has been instructed by the TBI not to be on with us today and ask for help finding his son, his stepson, and not to take a polygraph. I never heard of that. I always loved it when witnesses, targets, or defendants.
I've never heard of that. Roast him, Nancy. Roast him.
Anybody would take a polygraph. If I want my own polygraph, I will get one as an assistant district attorney. So I find that very curious that he would be dissuaded from asking for the help from the public, as we see a volunteer search launching right now with law enforcement, and not to take a polygraph. Now, very curious. Dave Mack, didn't Mr. Proudfoot, Chris Proudfoot, Sebastian Rogers'
I
stepfather,
know, sweetie. I know.
didn't he
I
tell
still have to
us
work on.
he would take the polygraph?
I'm thinking tonight. I haven't decided yet. I know if you guys vote, I know what the answer is going to be, but I might wait till tomorrow night. My kids are away for the weekend. I'm thinking of inviting my neighbor over for like a Caesar, Bloody Caesar, or a drink. Maybe not supper yet, and just broach the conversation if whether he can clean up the audio. I really, really feel like he can. So I know Nancy Grace, she's a little harsh. I love she's to the point, right? No freaking around. Freaking around.
Anywhere, anytime. Isn't that true?
Yep. He said it. Anywhere,
Yeah,
anytime, any place out there.
exactly. Exactly.
He also told us, should I believe him or my lying ears, that he has never taken a polygraph before. Didn't he tell us that?
That's what he said. He told you that.
Okay. Dave Mack, crimeonline.com investigative reporter, did he not tell another outlet he had already taken a polygraph and passed it?
Yep, he sure did. Exact words.
Explain,
he said somebody
please.
asked. He did interviews. He did a number of interviews, Nancy. When and in this one particular, asked about, have you taken a polygraph? He said,
I'm
somebody
gonna
asked him
keep
the
it with
question.
my
This is a
neighbor for
direct
now,
quote.
honey.
Was a polygraph
But
taken and has it been passed? Yes. I
I've
didn't
had
specify who or when, but what I can tell you, everything has
I've
been.
had too many people steal it and then claim it their own. So I'm gonna I'm gonna. It was sent to me. I'm the one that exposed it. I'm gonna take it to my neighbor.
Been vetted
But I
completely.
appreciate the
Polygraphs
offer
have come back as
or the
passed.
thought.
So I'm confused as in why they're all wondering if myself, my wife, and the biological father took one. Exact words. That's what he said.
Okay, but Seth Rogers, this is Sebastian's dad, his bio dad. Sebastian, Seth, I don't understand that because he told me he would take a polygraph if I set it up. I set it up. I went through a lot of hoops to get it set up. One convenient to him in the area where he says he's working. Then he wouldn't take it and blames the TBI. So
Yeah, it's wild,
now
eh,
I find out
Veronica?
he's told other outlets he's taken one and passed. Do you know the truth?
I don't. I really don't know. But I'll tell you what. I volunteered to take polygraph. I was told that I wasn't. I didn't need to because they have my location and whereabouts. But I still volunteered. And if somebody wants me to take one, that's something of my own free will. I haven't been told by TBI that I can't take one.
I want to
Has
find out
been told that
about
he can't
Mr.
take one.
Proudfoot hitting Sebastian with a belt.
Here we go.
That was actually several years ago, and it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot.
one-
To Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were asking Katie. Sebastian had gotten in trouble. He got caught lying. And I had asked him, I said, hey, you got to have a punishment for this. He says, yes, sir.
Yeah, punishment's not lifting your hand, you ass.
I said, okay. So I gave him a
Like,
swat with a belt on his buttocks on the outside of his clothes. One swat.
Okay.
I don't
One
care.
swat on the rear end with a belt. Okay.
Totally
Listen
inappropriate.
some more. Is that the
Inappropriate.
first time you had ever hit him with a belt?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only time, actually.
Which is a big effing lie. You big liar.
When was this?
Years ago, ma'am.
Any idea how many? 3, 10, 1?
It probably at least 3 years ago.
I don't understand how that turned into a CPS or Child Protective Services complaint. How were they alerted that you hit him with a belt?
That did not turn into a CPS service call.
But didn't it? I got a lot of things.
Have you guys seen this interview before? I know I can't stand them either. I have not seen this interview, the end of this interview before, but didn't it? Yeah, like it did lead to an investigation. I don't know, maybe that specific one, but surely one of them did, Chris. And he's just such a blatant liar. Like, does he not realize whose podcast he's on? Does he not realize this is Nancy Grace? That she will dig up anything, that she has the staff, the know-how, the money, the resources? Like, is he so oblivious he doesn't get it? Like,
Things we need to dissect very quickly. Dave Mack, you and I have been scouring the internet and speaking to various witnesses. Mr. Proudfoot tells me to my face
me
that
neither.
he hit Sebastian with a belt. This is an autistic boy. An autistic boy. Do they, at his level of severity of autism, and I've got an expert, Courtney Lasky, is going to explain this to me. I did not teach this in law school. How would that affect a child with autism? But that said, I want to focus on what I'm hearing, Dave Mack. Help me, Dave. I'm hearing that it happened years ago. In both of those quotes where you heard Chris Proudfoot speaking, he said several years ago. Then he says, when I press him on that, he says at least 3 years ago. However, he stated a different scenario to a different person. Explain, Dave Mack.
He did a YouTube interview, and in that interview, he described the actual belt whack. And, in your interview, he said that the belt whack did not lead to a CPS call. However, in his other interview...
No, stop. I asked you about the age of Sebastian when Sebastian was hit with the belt. One thing at a time, brother.
Hey, Lucy Lou, welcome
The
in.
age of
Describe.
Sebastian. He said it was 3 years ago.
He said in another interview that the 15-year-old boy was upset. He was in trouble. He said he's 15 and in trouble. He was describing why Sebastian was mad about the punishment, the whack. And he said, 15-year-old boy, punishment. Now, that's not 3 years ago. That's within the last 12 months.
That is within the same year that Sebastian goes missing. That
Also,
is a
like Ed,
significant point.
And in your interview, Katie agreed with him. She was saying, yeah, at least 3 years.
Yes, she did. You're right.
Birthday was
You're absolutely
December
right. What? What's that?
His birthday, December 7th. He just turned 15.
Okay, the significance of that is that he had not been 15 that long, according to this, when he got whacked with a belt. So, does it matter when he got whacked with a belt? To me, it matters if you're telling two different stories. That's what matters. I've never been hit or hit anyone with a belt. And I remember the last time either one of my children were spanked. It was Lucy because she clobbered John David in the head with a piece of wood. She turned around and looked at me and went, "Is that it?" Basically, because I was spanking her through a huge diaper. Okay, it didn't work. So that was the last smack. Long story short.
Oh, Nancy Grace, you
there's a
shouldn't
whole
smack your
scenario that is-
kids. Shouldn't smack your kids even through a huge diaper. Mind you, how many years ago was this, right?
talk with
When her
besides
kids were
the whole,
young.
hitting a child that is autistic with a belt, or any child with a belt, for Pete's sake.
There
But that
absolutely
said,
is,
what's
Ren. I
concerning
know
me
there
now
is.
two different stories.
And
And it's Dave.
Ren, I don't know if you were here because Jen did the astrology charts, and that's what blows me away. So it's wild if you go back a few nights ago and you look at the lines, the astrological lines. Oh, my earbud's about to go. Hang on, let me replace it. The astrological lines um go right over the ring cameras and all the cameras. That it's wild. Okay, I gotta go put a new headset in. Let's keep watching.
First said we've got a CPS issue, because if you will recall, Dave Mack, in that last sound I played of Mr. Proudfoot speaking to me, I said, how did that turn into a CPS, Child Protective Services complaint? And he says that did not turn into a CPS complaint. But wait a minute, he's told a different story to a different person. Tell me, Dave Mack, and make sure you're right.
Describe. The belt whack.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You can hear me now? Oh, well, thank God. I'm like, okay, thank God. Okay, let's go back, finish this up. And I stopped the video because I couldn't get my earbuds to work. Okay, let's go.
The specific belt whack hit him one time with the belt, and Chris Proudfoot said that Sebastian went to school, told a teacher what had happened, and he actually says the school, they're an automatic reporter, and they reported it to CPS. He went further to say that night, when they were sitting down to dinner, a CPS worker came to their house that evening, to their house. And by the way, he added, they knew the CPS worker because she had been to the house before. He went on to explain heroically how he didn't get in trouble, but that this caseworker allegedly took Sebastian.
Hey, Margie. So listen, notifications don't always work. The best thing to do is go to the channel page, because you'll see there's 2 videos coming up tonight, and I'm going to be posting pretty much every day. I'm going to be live every day now going forward, unless something like yesterday happens when my fridge was delayed and I had to postpone.
Outside and told him, you can't tell lies about people, you'll get in trouble yourself. So the story from Chris Proudfoot in this other version is that he spanked Sebastian. Sebastian went to school and told a teacher. Teacher reported it to CPS. CPS came out to their house that night while they're eating dinner and didn't even want to hear Chris Proudfoot's side of the story. He said, I already know what happened, and took Sebastian outside and talked to him. The boy needed help, and there was nobody helping, apparently.
Okay, Liz, if you don't mind, could you play 23?
Yeah, so yeah, his logic, right? He spanks Sebastian or takes the belt to him for lying, and he's lying in the interview. Yeah, I'd be surprised. I'm not surprised.
For me, one more time, listen to Sebastian's stepfather, Mr. Proudfoot. Was that the first time you had ever hit him with a belt?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only time, actually.
When was this?
Years ago, ma'am.
Any idea how many? 3, 10, 1?
It probably at least 3 years ago.
I don't understand how that turned into a CPS or Child Protective Services complaint. How were they alerted that you hit him with a belt?
That did not turn into a CPS service call.
As we go to air right now, we are learning a new search is being conducted by LA law enforcement volunteers, apparently recanvassing an area that has already been searched. Why? Why the focus on that one area? Joining me in the last moments, Brian Trasher joining us, VP of the United Cajun Navy. Brian, you and I have been talking a lot. A lot is happening. 1, you called off the search one day just before the search started. And 2, there's a lot of hate going on against the Cajun Navy. I don't get it. You're out there on your own time, volunteering, trying to help find Sebastian or a clue of Sebastian. Somebody is full of a lot of hate for volunteers, which proves no good deed goes unpunished. And I'm hearing, by the way, the same thing, something similar from Seth Rogers, who is Sebastian's bio dad. The searches are being torpedoed. I don't understand it. Number 1, Brian Trasher, why has the Cajun Navy pulled out of a search?
Well, just to be clear, we gave up or called off leading the public searches. So we're no longer putting out a public call for volunteers and leading searches with volunteers. We did have some volunteers that were threatened, despite what the local PD said in their press conference. We did have some credible threats. We have recordings of telephone threats. We have surveillance video of in-person threats. I know that it was said that there was no police report filed. There was a police report filed about a threat with Metro Nashville PD. It's not clear as to whether those departments share information with each other, but we did provide a copy of that report with your producers just to show that we are telling the truth. Why the hate? I think that there are some people out there who make money off of tragedies, and when volunteer groups come in and try to take over and help, I think it takes away from their potential revenue. And when you mess with people's money, they get mad. I think that's just part of it.
I don't know if that's why you got hate. I think that's just really just the tip of the iceberg. I think nobody wanted him
Had a
found. Just
conversation with Seth Rogers on Easter Sunday. He has his own theories about why himself and other volunteer groups are being impeded in the search for Sebastian, about why they're receiving so much online hate. I'll let Seth speak for himself and his own
Yes,
experience.
we'll do that. I want to talk
Yeah.
to you
Yes,
about
ma'am.
you and the Cajun Navy. I heard some of the threats myself, recorded threats. But could you succinctly, in a nutshell, explain what type of threats have been leveled against members of the Cajun Navy who are out trying to find Sebastian?
Basically just a lot of, we're going to run you out of town. We're going to dox you. We're going to, tell everybody where your family lives, things like that. But,
like
Nancy, what we
like
found is that we've run background checks on all the people that have made these threats. They thought they could remain anonymous, and they're all career criminals. They all have rap sheets a mile long. So criminal activity is nothing new to them.
sounds like the YouTube gang that we know. They all have criminal history. Yeah, it sounds like the YouTubers that all have a criminal history that we know about.
So it doesn't surprise us that they would have the gumption to go ahead and make threats like this. But I think what they were mistaken is when they thought there was going to be no retaliation. And when we basically started exposing these people and putting information out there, boy, they really freaked out. So, my message to those people making threats, if you'll stop lying about the United Cajun Navy, we'll stop telling the truth about you.
Okay, you know what? I don't really care, Brian, who's lying on who.
I
Those
do.
words. I care about finding Sebastian, and I
Correct.
care about someone trying to torpedo the search, be it with law enforcement, with the Cajun Navy, with Seth Rogers, the biological father of Sebastian. Seth Rogers, you've told me that someone is also trying to sabotage your search for your own son. What's happening?
Somebody doesn't want me to find my son. They have been there's things that have been coming in off the internet that I need to stop searching for him. I've had people following me around since I would say day 9, day 10. People have been following me around. Once I started getting volunteers to help me, they started following around my volunteers, trying to be an intimidative factor. And now I found out that not only that, but they're going back to where we've already flyered and they're taking the flyers down.
Unbelievable.
Okay, I don't know what to make of this. Brian Trasher is the vice president of the United Cajun Navy. Okay, and there have been many
I know, honey.
incarnations of the
I
Cajun
know.
Navy, but this is what I know. This group is out searching for Sebastian. They called off part of the search because they perceived threats. Now the bio dad, Seth, is telling me that flyers have been torn down for Sebastian. I don't understand that. What's happening, Brian?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we
I mean,
all
as you
for
heard
Seth,
us say in the
for
past, you now heard
most of
Sebastian's
us at
father,
least.
Seth, say that there are, without question, people in the local community, whether the locals or not remains to be seen, but there are people there in Sumner County that do not want this boy found, and they want people who are searching for him to stop, and they've resorted to threats to try to make them stop. Fortunately, it hasn't worked because we still have people out there looking, and I know Seth is not going to stop looking for his son.
Well, it kept me from going down because I didn't feel safe. This was months later, of course, that I was going to go down. If y'all remember, I might still go down. We'll
Guys, take a
see.
listen to what Dave Mack from
We'll
Crime Online
see.
has to say.
The United Cajun Navy surprised many people that showed up for a recent search in Hendersonville for Sebastian Rogers. Just before people were preparing to gather, the United Cajun Navy came out with a post on Facebook and said they were calling off their search for Sebastian Rogers over security reasons. Pressed for more details, the United Cajun Navy said they are concerned over the security for their staff and volunteers, as some are getting death threats online and in person. They said they were going to regroup in a few days and decide how best to move forward.
Again, no good deed going unpunished. Why would people tear down flyers that have been placed up by Sebastian's father looking for him and the toll-free numbers and descriptions of the boy? Why is this happening? And why is the Cajun Navy being threatened? I want to figure out, Brian Trasher, how you picked that particular area to search.
There's a combination of some information when we first got there that Seth provided, some areas that he showed us that had already been searched and areas that he felt would be good to search. Other areas were just kind of triangulating from the last known location of the young man at his home and trying to figure out some places he would have been easy for him to walk to, places that he frequented before. We knew that there were some places that he liked to visit. But from what his mother said, he didn't have a history of wandering off without telling anybody. So, you know, we wanted to make sure that we were searching every nook and cranny that we could to find this boy.
What can you tell me about that retention pond? There were reports a dog had hit on the retention pond. The pond was drained and nothing was found. Do I have that correct?
I don't have any information with regards to that. I know there's been a lot of confusion about when dogs hit and where and things like that. We go with the information that we have at the time. My understanding is that that pond was drained and nothing was found there. But Seth might be able to tell you a little bit more about some of the areas that the dogs searched closer to the home and if there were confirmed hits or not.
Welcome back, everybody. Seth Rogers joining us. This is Sebastian Rogers' biological father. You can find him at Sebastian Strong. Seth, again, thank you for being with us so much. I mean, when you're searching for a missing child, I like the focus to be on what is being done to find the child. What can we do to help find the child? But instead, there's all this controversy surrounding the search for Sebastian. And I find that very odd that people are not pulling together to try to find Sebastian. But that said, can you please shed some light on the search that occurred around the Proudfoot home? Did dogs hit on areas around the home and leading to the retention pond?
I was first told by one of the dog handlers that their dog did hit on a scent that took him over into the construction area to a retention pond. I was later told by law enforcement that it was a false hit. I was also informed that they searched that pond where the dog went to, and they
Oh,
did not
Donna,
find
thank
anything.
you. You're so kind, sweetie. Thank you so much. Honestly, I really appreciate your kindness. Whoever gets that, June, I'm guessing, I don't know if that was you, but just know that YouTube designates who they're going to give it to. I have no say in that, so I suspect it was you, June, but sweetie, that's okay. Oh, that's nice of you, Veronica, to say thank you. It's all good. Yours truly understands. I don't have any memberships to any anybody. I'd love to. I can't afford it either. Like I said, like I don't want to get into it because I'm trying to let it go. But the last whatever few years with my dad has been really hard on the finances. It's been very humbling. So I get it. I totally get it. And I feel it. So I appreciate you just being here and just liking the video. And just liking the video and subscribing if you enjoy it and showing up and being part of the community is truly, you know, the best thing you can do, and keeping the story alive, keeping Sebastian's name out there by liking the video. You know, I know, sweetie, I get it, and it's hard times, so no, you know, feeling too bad for anything there. I get it.
And I was told that they were going to actually go back and drain that retention pond, and they had drained a separate retention pond with no luck in
So
finding
you
it.
think they may have already drained 2 ponds?
Yes, ma'am.
The reason I'm asking, Seth, is because your ex, Miss Proudfoot, stated that the dog hit and got Sebastian's scent around the home. Now I'm hearing it didn't. Was that hit at the retention pond, the false hit, or was it around their home?
I'm being told by law enforcement that the dog hit to the retention pond was a false hit, and that
Do
the
you know
dog
of any hit by the dogs around the Proudfoot home at all?
not on the outside.
Were there
Not
hits
on
on
the
the inside?
outside.
I believe so.
Okay, there should have been. Now, this is my
Okay.
conundrum.
Yeah, I was gonna
Seth.
say.
If there are no hits for Sebastian outside the Proudfoot home, that would suggest he did not leave the home. Earlier, I was asking the Proudfoots about their vehicles, what's their make, model, and year, to determine if there was a navigation system in those vehicles that could tell me if the vehicles left the home that night. That's what I was getting at.
I
don't
think.
know the answer to that yet,
Let me
but I
pull up
believe
the
that there
date
were.
if I can, honey.
You're telling me you were not told of any canine hit around the home. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
A
That's
year
critical.
ago, I think it was.
Joining me, Dr. Sherry
That's a
Schwartz,
year
forensic
ago.
psychologist who specializes in
Hang on, I'll
forensic
pull up the interview
psychology,
sheet.
capital mitigation, and victim advocacy at panthermitigation.com. Dr.
No,
Sherry,
wrong
this
one.
search for Sebastian, if he is alive, he could still be saved. But it is degrading into a lot of infighting amongst
Just gonna pull
searchers.
up the
I don't
date for
understand
you.
I don't understand it either, and I certainly am no expert in these kinds of searches, but it doesn't seem to me that I've ever heard of anything
April
so
3rd,
vitriolic in the behavior of people
2024.
searching to find a missing teenager.
April 3rd,
One of the things that
2024.
seems to be happening is there seems to be maybe a little bit of territory, you know, protecting their territory type thing, wanting maybe to be
Wait a
the
minute, let me see
organization.
her. Dr. Sherry,
Yes.
they're out in the middle of the woods. Whose territory is that? Nobody's.
No, I agree with you 100%, Nancy. The thing is, you know, we know now that trolling is a thing. People troll. I don't understand why this situation would attract trolls and for people to make threats when everybody just wants to find this little boy, preferably alive. It seems to me that people should be jumping in to help. So I
Yeah.
don't have an explanation for that other than that when they can remain anonymous, relatively anonymous, the trolling seems to increase. But as Brian pointed out earlier, when these people are exposed, all of a sudden they back off because they don't want to be known as trolls.
Another question to you, Seth Rogers. This is Sebastian's biological father who has been out on foot searching for his son. Seth, did you say you have or have not, would not take a polygraph?
I would.
Wonderful. If I set one up for you, will you take the polygraph?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because you know I will hold this against you if you then don't take the polygraph.
Yes,
Right? You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I want to know
I will
where everybody really was
I'll expose the crap out of you.
that night. For instance,
I love Nancy
if
Grace.
Mr. Proudfoot was what he says he was at work near Memphis, I believe he would have been in his RV. Is that your understanding, Seth?
That would be my understanding.
Joining me right now, a special guest, Courtney Lasky, board certified behavior analyst, autism expert, chief clinical officer with Little Starts Therapy Service. Courtney, thank you for being with us. I understand, and of course, Seth, correct me if I'm wrong, that Sebastian suffered 6q27 chromosomal deletion disorder. What is that, and how would that affect him being lost right now?
Yeah, so anytime we have a chromosomal deletion syndrome, we can think of it as an umbrella term. Our chromosomes act as codes in our behavior, the way we develop. With his specific deletion of the 6q27 chromosome, the symptoms related to that, even though it is rare, it does associate with intellectual disabilities. So we would see the symptomology of autism spectrum disorders. But sadly, it also is associated with a higher risk of seizures and possible heart defects. It's very, very worrisome that Sebastian might have those symptoms and be gone for so long without medical care.
How would that affect him now if
Let's
he is
repeat
out
that.
there and if he's still?
So anytime we have a chromosomal deletion syndrome, we can think of it as an umbrella term. Our chromosomes act as codes in our behavior, the way we develop. With his specific deletion of the 6q27 chromosome, the symptoms related to that, even though it is rare, it does associate with intellectual disabilities. So we would see the symptomology of autism spectrum disorders. But sadly, it also is associated with a higher risk of seizures and possible heart defects. It's very, very worrisome that Sebastian might have those symptoms and be gone for so long without medical care.
How would that affect him now if he is out there and if he's still alive and lost?
Yes, he may be struggling with understanding what is happening, what he should do in different circumstances. I am so glad to hear Mr. Rogers saying that he swims like a fish, because we do know that 91% of autistic children, that is the highest risk of death for them, is drowning. It's scary. So we need that processing. He has probably a delayed sense of danger and understanding what is dangerous in certain circumstances.
Guys, I want you to stop for just one moment. You're hearing Courtney Lasky, who's an autism expert. What if he's still alive? What if he's being held against his will? What if he's being sex assaulted day after day after day?
Yes, I have a strong hope that he is alive. I have a strong hope that he is doing everything he can to process the situation around him. We know that any experience outside of his normal routine is going to be traumatic.
I want to go back to Seth Rogers. Seth, I have so many questions for you, but we're running out of our time together for today. But I want to ask you this. I was listening to a statement of one of Mr. Proudfoot's wives. I believe there have been 5. I'm not judging. I don't care who marries who or doesn't marry who. But this particular one named Nina stated that they had 2 children. One she had from a prior relationship, the second she had with him, and that the daughter had braces and he hit the daughter in the mouth and busted her mouth. Guys, remember, Mr. Proudfoot nor the mother have been named a suspect or
I
who they
have never
lied
heard this before, that he hit Faith in the mouth. Have y'all heard this? It's the first time I'm
in
hearing
this
it.
case. My
Whoa.
question to you, Seth, did you know about any of that? I mean, she's on tape saying it. I watched her say it. Did you have any idea that there may have been other issues of violence with children?
No, ma'am, I didn't. And I know that Chris has been in Sebastian's life for a while now, before me and Katie were divorced. So
Has Sebastian ever said to you or tried to communicate to you abuse in the home?
no. He's
Would
on
he?
multiple occasions sit there and has told me he doesn't want to go back. And I've asked him, why don't you want to go back? And he wouldn't tell me. He didn't say why. He was just like, I just don't want to go back. And it's, at that point in time, I'm just like, okay, well, maybe it's the freedom that he gets at my house. And he's a teenager. And now I'm finding out a lot of this stuff. And I wish he had told me.
Nancy, if I can jump in for just a second, there has just been a post from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. They want to clarify that those eyeglasses that were found are not related to Sebastian Rogers.
Guys, won't you help us find Sebastian? 1-800-TBI-FIND, 1-800-824-3463.
Well, I would venture to say, let's not call TBI anymore. Let's call Manhunt Tips, I guess, dog's number, because I had no idea. I'm just shocked. I had no idea. I know, sweetie. Go. It's okay. We're done. We're done. Hugs to you both. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. You're trying what, honey? Joyful. I'm trying. I had no idea. Anyways, it's very sad. Very sad indeed. There's a minute left of this video. I would not call TBI. I'd be reaching out to Seth through Facebook, or Dog and the team. It's just so sad. It's so sad. You're trying to find Sebastian. Well, we're all listening, Joyful. We're all listening. This whole thing is just so discouraging. The amount of
Let's
cases.
pause now and remember an American hero, Jonathan Diller, just 31.
It's just dumbfounding to me, the amount of cases where CPS, the Children's Aid, or in Canada it's called CPS, the Child Protective Services, fails, the kids. It's unbelievable. So anyways, everybody, it's 7. In 5 minutes, there's a video. I'll move if anybody wants. I'll forward you over. Donna's leaving. If you want, I don't know if I can forward. Do I know how to forward? I probably don't know how to forward. So maybe let's not try it, because I'm just thinking I don't see how I'm going to forward you. Anyway, so go and look for that. You're welcome, Corinne Danielle. I'll be back tomorrow. I think Jen's coming on, but I don't know for sure. I might do. I live in Tennessee and worked as a foster parent. It's sad, very sad. I know, Cheryl. It absolutely is. It doesn't mean we're not going to find him. I still think he's alive, and I think we're going to find him. I do. I know that sounds, crazy, but I do. Anyways, do all the YouTube things. Thanks for being here. There's a live going out on Sebastian, a second reading at 7, I think, in 5 minutes on Alaska again. As I said, I'm digging into Alaska some more. I've never really looked into it before, and I know there's some lines going to Alaska that interest Jen in astrology, so that's going to live in 4 minutes now. And then the one at 8 o'clock, there's another one on Jack and Lily, whether or not they're in the grave, in the Laird Cemetery. Laird Cemetery. And I will be live tomorrow, and I will be doing more readings tomorrow. I'm going to zone in on some possible locations for Jack and Lily. So if you're not getting the notifications, just go to the main homepage and see everything that's coming up, okay? But I will be live tomorrow, And we're doing a members live sometime this weekend on the learning your psychic intuition, you're developing whose channel for Sebastian. I would say Seth. If you got a tip, Deanna, let me pull up the email because I did email Dog's team. Let me just pull up the email. Manhunts. Hang on, I'm just pulling it up for you. Sorry, I'm just. Okay, let me. There's the email. Okay, to Dog and his team. I would also suggest if you've got something that you message Seth. So let me pull up his channel. Okay, just gonna grab this, and I did not have a lot of luck with Dog and his team responding to me, so I would double check with, make sure Seth gets it as well. And thought they, yeah, this is an older Patricia. Sorry, we're going back over again. I've done Sebastian Rogers. I took a big break from Sebastian's case, and now I want to go back in, and I'm starting over. Yeah, I think Seth wants everything. Yeah, so make sure Seth gets it, please. I don't have anything, or someone looks exactly like him. I don't have anything, but if I see a Sebastian, okay, I'll let Seth know. Thank you, Deanna. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Anyways, check out all the YouTube things. We've got more stuff going on. Yes. Well, yeah, you should. But I mean, I'd go to FBI proof, truthfully. I had way better luck. I'll send you. Yeah, I'd go to the FBI. I'm not going to include their email because if they gave it to me and I don't know that I can give it out, but I would go to the FBI in Memphis if you want to go anywhere. So Seth Rogers, FBI in Memphis, as far as law enforcement go, and dogs, the tips, the manhunts, but definitely Seth for sure. And yeah, I know. Anyways, we'll see. We'll see. Go check the reading out. It's going to be out now. It's coming out in 1 minute, and look out for the live for tomorrow. I might try to do 2 lives tomorrow. We'll see. And definitely doing the lives on the weekend, and definitely a members live on the weekend. So you want to click on the notification bells and go and check the main page if you're not getting the notifications of the videos coming out. Okay, everybody. Thank you for being here. Go check out the video on Sebastian now. It's interesting. It's, again, looking at Alaska, because my psychic visions I take seriously, like very hard. You know, I would rule the readings lower down from a psychic vision that I would get, or mediumship, or, you know, anything like that, channeling. I think the tarot comes second in line for me. So when I'm doing readings for tarot, I do several of them before I claim something. And so that's why I did it again for Alaska. Okay, everybody, Love and Light. It's being released now. Thank you for being here. Go check it out. Love and light, everybody. Cheers. See you tomorrow.